Good day, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Viper of Viperland. We return. House of Fata Morgana. Technically done with the main game. I think we're going to hit that other ending to start out with, and then start with all the other stuff that just unlocked. Though we are still short another ending, I believe. I'm assuming there'll be an ending if we just choose, you know, let's just leave. But that leaves us with 2 blank slots, and I might have to look up how to get those. I hadn't thought about that, actually. Then we have prologue, and then we have the other stuff. But you have to return to titles so that we can inspect memories and continue from over here. So this would probably be the choice right here. Yeah, let's go. Alright. Very well. Presumably, I have to assume this means we meet the same night outside. But, you know, it goes badly. For us. Not that it went great the first time, but, you know, worse. Having finished what we set out to do, we make our way to the mansion's entrance hall. Is there a... what's that? Okay, so this is not repeat stuff. I don't think. No, that's auto, that's fast forward. Okay, but that time is almost at an end. The door ready to be opened. To end the cycle and begin anew. Never thought I would see the day. Never thought this door would ever need to be opened. Safely speed up because it's not so much. Yeah, but apparently this is... like, yes, it should, but apparently this is still counted as new. Also, hey Sora, how's it going? Welcome to Viperland in the chat. So, you know, there's a world of light waiting out there, I'm sure of it. Even though I'm pretty sure this is the same, but whatever. Light, hardly a friend to me. You don't need to be afraid of it anymore. Are you not at all worried? There's no guarantee any hope lies beyond that door. After all, when the mansion disappears, so too will we. It's the rightful state of things. Our present forms may cease to exist, but our souls will live on. And so long as they do, we will eventually return to the world. If you forgot it, then it's new. Yeah. Ain't that the story of my life. Also, hey, Ark, how's it going? Welcome to Viperland in the chat. Let us press onward, not fearing a temporary end.
It's ramen.
And ramen too. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. How's it going? I'm going towards the just rush out the mansion ending. And then I might have to Google the other endings, because I don't really know how we would get 2 more unless there's another choice here. She gives a barely noticeable nod. We step up to the large door. I kind of forgot we had some missing, otherwise I would have done the research before stream, but when do I ever show up prepared? Each placing a hand on its hard surface. The end at last is within our reach. We need merely cross the barrier. Good luck, Fish and Sword. Hope you get something good. Take in a deep breath. Look up at the door, and slowly push it open. Welcoming the future it holds. Excuse me, and the loudness of its opening. Delicious gummy worms. Darn the witch. Yeah, that sounds familiar. We take one step back, then another. What we find outside is not a blinding realm of light, but churning blackness and the stench of blood and rust. Metal clanks, growing louder with each heavy footstep. So it feels like I've got like a stray hair or something. Jacopo passed through. Did forget about that one. But yeah, that must be one. We could choose to push him aside. Okay. Approaching night. I'm assuming this plays out the same way, except, you know, the stab doesn't get intercepted. Definitely. Holy 3 days and 3 nights hanged upon the cross. It's not letting me skip it, but, like, this is definitely, like, we saw this. What's going on? Never summoned this thing. It's just no longer the witch. Yep, the same stuff. Those are day 1 to tell Mel not going to know. Are those the other... Yeah, that's true. I don't want to spoil those too. Okay. Yes, correct. That was the choice this time, is to leave, just straight leave without, oh, we're forgetting someone. Okay. It's weird that I don't think we got an extra ending for eavesdropping on Bestia, did we? We just died. We didn't get an extra ending. It was just game over. But I guess the other choices get us endings. We happen to stumble on the one that didn't. Punishment of the heathen. Crucify the witch. Yeah, I'm just assuming we just get stabbed and bleed out. It's harder to snap him out of it when we don't have two voices trying. That's partially included by the dart. And we're going to determine stays executed. How does it trust you are marked as dead ends instead of ends? Weird. Alright, like, weird, but sure. And we hit both the dead ends. We didn't hit any of the ends. It's so... okay. Friend of Giselle out there, take care of her, okay? You must make it outside. Only your soul has the power to destroy the mansion. Oh, okay, so... instead of George sacrificing himself, we sacrifice ourselves. The knight slams an armored foot against the ground, and as he raises his blade, I grab Morgana by the shoulders and shove her out the door. Got it. Once she's beyond the barrier, her body quickly fades out of sight. Meanwhile, a little bit of stabbing happens. The knight's blade pierces my breast in the very same place it did at my life's end. Despite not having a body of flesh, blood spurts from the wound, staining my clothes red and dripping down my chest to form a puddle beneath me. You know, stab a ghost so hard it bleeds. Yep, so I guess he doesn't in any way snap out of it. Yep. And we just die. Looks like you're the same as us, trapped by your own curse, shackled by the weight of all your responsibilities as a knight and as the firstborn son. Well, it's a timed choice that goes out for the final door. That's still one too many endings, unless this doesn't get us one of those endings. We were missing 3. This would be 1, and we've got 2. And maybe we saw that one already? Maybe I did that one? It's another car in town. It's a one-piece car. Oh, okay, cool. I bet I'd release you from those bonds, but I no longer can. If you don't do something, though, you're liable to spend eternity drifting through the darkness and the chains of your obsession. Which leaves me one option, to provide you salvation. Didier, I'll save you, Didier. I'll save you from your duty. You remember when you and George would practice sword fighting out in the courtyard? I always wanted to join you, but I never did get the chance. I wanted to hold a sword in my hands. I wanted you to teach me how to use it. This is not how I was hoping our first match would go. Oh, okay, gotcha. Wait. Okay. I'll go with Giselle. Okay. Gotcha. I don't know if we have a save right before the final door. We'll see. I mean, we have chapter select, so like we can figure it out. Yeah, we can skip. Fortunately, I have no other choice. Gathering what remains of my strength, I wish I held that blade before it, so it should respond to my call. The blade with which I extinguished the white-haired girl. Didier! Clasping my hands around the hilt, I point the long sword at Didier, then thrust it into his chest. He staggers, falling into me, and as I lack the strength to support his muscular body, the two of us go down together, landing in the pool of blood below. I won't leave you alone. We'll both vanish from this world together. Sorry, Giselle. Doesn't look like we'll be seeing each other again. Doesn't look like I'll be able to take your hand and tell you how much I adore your smile. Mine and my brother's souls are going to meet their eternal end here. Never will I have the chance to be with you again. I beg of you to please forgive me for being incapable of making any other choice. Just couldn't leave my brother behind. Which is funny, because you only get this ending if you choose to leave your brother behind. You know. Yeah, it's fitting, you know. So sorry. And I pray, Giselle, that there may be bountiful light in your life. Yep. It's a farewell ending with all the siblings. Alright, so that's another ending. Alright. So we've got Jacopo in his flashback, and we've got right before the final door. I don't know if we have a save. I think I saved in all the choices towards the end, right? Like a smart person? I might have missed a timed one, sure. That one I'll accept I maybe missed, but we should have the other one. Is it this one? Up to down. Choose to push him aside. That's probably not this one then. No, it is this one. Yeah, okay. Without thinking, I shoved the Lord aside. What? The next thing I see is the Lord's body crumbling to the floor. Well, his head rolling off in a separate direction. I'm agape, dumbfounded, my eyes swimming. His blood spreads in a pool around his body. Why? Why did you kill him? He was going to kill you. I had no choice. Well, we broke Mel, and also Jacopo. Well, you weren't supposed to kill him. If I hadn't, you would be dead. I needed his story. Not as much as we need you alive. What does this mean for my next life? I shouldn't have shoved him. Getting the truth out of him was more important than my own safety, and now we can't get anything from him. That was a mistake. Got him killed. Hey, Mikhail, what are we supposed to do now? There's no changing what's already been done. I need to think forward, how we're going to proceed. We'll go to the tower. We'll try to assuage as much of Morgana's hatred as possible with the two of your perspectives. Come on. Okay. As you say. Well.
Okay.
Basically. So this will definitely work, right? Definitely. Using the key we took from the Lord's corpse, the three of us unlock the observation tower, climb the spiral staircase, and open the door at the top. The air in the room is bone-chilling. A single shaft of moonlight shines through the high tower window, illuminating the young girl imprisoned within. I'm aghast at what I see. She's been treated far worse than I imagined. Her skin is so deathly pale it sends a chill through me. Just looking at her, I'm not even certain she's still alive. Morgana. Say something, Morgana. Morgana. A combination of relief at the fact she's still breathing and anger at the condition she's in bubbles up within me. How is any of this necessary? Did you really have to chain her up? Tell me, how is this necessary? We didn't ever chained up at first. Not that justifies anything, I know. But she started acting up lately. Trying to bite us, getting violent. Yeah, I can't imagine why she would do any of those things. She even tried to climb up to the window. There's nothing to grab onto or anywhere to put your feet, so it's not like she could even make it that high. That didn't stop her. She's fallen and hurt herself several times. Got it. He chained her up for her own good. Yeah. Definitely looking out for her. Chains were the Lord's idea. Oh, yeah, sure. Blame it on the dead guy. Okay. Sorry. Be right there, Morgana. Morgana, I've brought a couple people who wish to make penance. I'll have these chains off you soon, don't worry. You'll be able to return to your old life soon. I'm here to set you free. Stay with me, Morgana. You're all three here. What? The three men, you're all here. Uh-oh. Morgana, you with the flaxen hair. You're a liar, a charlatan. You're a murderer. You cut off my arm. And you, Lord, it all leads back to you. You tortured me, degraded me for your own amusement. All three of you are here. Morgana, why did you hold all those blood sabbats? It wasn't me, I'm not the Lord. Why did you go after me again? The Lord isn't here, Morgana. All three of you are right there. Eternal suffering. No, Morgana, look at me. I'm here to set you free. Does it really look like she is cognizant of the world around her right now? Eternal suffering. Can you not see that I'm not him? Then listen to my voice. Do I sound like the Lord? Eternal. Not the Lord. Eternal suffering. Morgana. Eternal suffering on all their souls. Well, the next second, the tower is draped in blackness. The floor beneath us vanishes, and I hear shouts off in the distance as I'm dragged into the endless darkness. There's nothing for me to grab onto. I simply fall through the void. It's a sensation similar to the one I've experienced a number of times before, sinking into the mansion's darkness, but there's something fundamentally different about this. The utter emptiness. The utter sense of solitude. I can't even breathe. My very essence is becoming one with the darkness. Still, I try to struggle against it, when a pair of small arms wrap themselves around me from behind. Loneliness seeps through those arms and wisps about within me, eroding away at my spirit. I'm melding with something. Will you stay with me? You won't ever leave me, will you? Hello, me. Will you become one with me? Will you stay by my side? I don't want to be alone anymore. The hatred seems to have left her, but what is left behind, what I'm feeling from her now, is a stark, overwhelming desolation. As much as I know I have to get back to reunite with Giselle, my own emotions are washed away by hers. And I'm unable to resist as the two of us, now one and the same, fade away into the darkness everlasting, leaving behind only a single teardrop. It could be either of ours, or both. Darkness everlasting. More happy endings. Alright, so the next one we gotta go back to the end bit right before the final door. Timed choice right before the final door. End of chapter 7. So we're looking better here. I mean, better, you know. We're looking more complete here. Do I have a save? Would be ideal. It would have to be here, right? It would have to be here. I'm gonna pick this one because I'm pretty sure this is just leading up to it anyway. No, we'll pick this one. I think we've got one. Also, hey Topaz, how's it going? Enjoy the lurk. Hope you're having a good weekend or had a good weekend. I don't know how it'll work timed if we're fast forwarding, but let's see. Okay, so there is the final door. Yeah, so I gotta go to the other one then. Okay, that still shouldn't be too far back. I hope. Nope. Not that that matters, it's quick save anyway, so. Should be able to just load it from here. Alright, so we go from this one. Oh yeah, it would be right here, wouldn't it? Come on, hit me with that choice. No? That is voices in the background, correct. Alright, so that's not... It either fast forwards past the choice, or I'm at the wrong spot. I don't think there's one here, but... Yeah, no. Alright. Yeah, sorry, that was definitely part of the BGM. We could try from this one. But I think this just goes up anyway. I mean, I was definitely intentionally saving in order once I got past the first page where I kind of just dicked around with saving. Yeah, the background music still goes. This might be it. Just worried about being timed. But if I miss it on our second loop around, I'll at least know where to save. Oh, that was the ending picture too. Come on, my body's ready to hit a button. Oh, that actually works. I don't know where it's gonna be, but I figure after we go a little ways without it, I'd save. It doesn't fast forward the music, but it doesn't leave you a long amount of time to enjoy that track either. It's just how speed goes, I guess. devices need to remember to do quick load if we miss it. This must have been one of the times I started at the beginning of stream and didn't save for a while. Which is fair, you know, we got caught up playing the game. Not that I want the bad ending, I just want the completion. Bad times happened, yeah. A lot of them. No, it wouldn't be during this sequence. I'm also gonna actually hard save. Right there. It's just, I should have done the other empty slot, but it'll show this is new anyway. Okay. Cool. You made the right decision, Mikhail. Your tragic tale has finally come to an end. You're free from the grip of this cursed mansion, free to begin your life anew. I wish you a wonderful life, richly fulfilling and abounding in light. For you, my dear friend, I will not cast a curse, but give you my utmost blessing. Farewell, Mikhail, until our souls cross paths once more in the boundless sphere of fate. We've heard that one before. Though not for a while after this. Oh, I guess she was sincere and actually does not curse him. Mikhail? Something the matter, Mikhail? Huh? Been trying to get your attention for some time, but you were just staring off in the distance. Oh, sorry, I'm fine. What were you saying again? Are you sure you're okay? I was saying we need to settle on a destination for our trip next month. Ah, anywhere you like is fine with me. It's always how it goes with you, isn't it? You are allowed to have an opinion of your own, you know. I'll end up going to Prague again if you let me pick. There's nothing wrong with Prague. We can go see Mucha's stained glass windows at the St. Virtue's Cathedral and visit the Petrine Gardens again. Maybe this time we won't be late for the Walk of the Apostles at the Clock Tower. Yeah. This isn't a bad end for exclusively him. And I guess it's an okay end for the white-haired girl, except we know that she is intrinsically tied to curse, which means something's going to go wrong here. Which is weird that she didn't curse him, but the white-haired girl is still here. Alright then, we should start by looking at hotels. It was a day just like any other. A layer of clouds drifted slowly across the sky. We sat across from one another at a cafe's outdoor table. Nothing particularly noteworthy ever happened. Our lives were quiet, unspectacular, but fulfilling. And yet, at the same time, I felt a sense of emptiness, like there was something irreplaceable missing. Can't seem to remember what it was, but I feel like something terrible happened to me. She was sitting there across from me, so I wanted to say something nice for her, something to make her smile. But for whatever reason, I couldn't get my mind off the cloudy sky. The last thing I wanted to do was make her worry, because her smile, so soft and subtle, meant the world to me. Her smile was always restrained, meek, yet somewhere deep down in the depths of my memory slept images of a wide, beaming grin. I didn't know anyone who had that smile, though. Mikhail. I lifted my head at the sound of her voice, and a gentle breeze, like a baby's breath, brushed across my cheek. Rather, my lips. What? An emotion I couldn't find a name for, couldn't put words to, suddenly sprung up within me. Mikhail, why are you crying? Crying? I am? Are you sure everything's okay? Yes, I'm fine. I think I just got something in my eye. Oh, alright. You had me startled there for a moment. Never seen you cry before. Giselle. What is it, Mikhail? Never mind. Clouds are starting to thin out, so we should head home. Sure, the cat's hungry too. Of course I have a cat. Mikhail is a cat person. Hard stop. You will not convince me otherwise. There's no way Mikhail is a dog person. What was and what could have been. Find all 8 endings in the house in Fata Morgana. So apparently the trophy, the actual platinum for this is very high completion. And it looks like all the other ones are just finish the other things. There's apparently a found hidden fragment, but like finish one of the things, finish the second thing, finish the third thing, finish the fourth thing, uncover the hidden prologue, which I think we did and we just haven't started it yet. Enter the art gallery, which hasn't unlocked yet, otherwise I would have entered that. So I think once we do the stuff, enter the concert hall, I assume that's the same thing, and the same for the short story archives. I assume those all unlock once you do the other thing. So I can't believe that not only did they change the background here, they changed the music too. So we hit the prologue, right? Now we've got the endings, now we're on to the other stuff. I feel like the prologue is the good starting point because it's still under this, and then we go to the other title on the menu. So, yeah, let's go. I don't even know how you do a prologue to this. Everyone's prologues are known and are depressing. Wake up. Please, wake up. Come on. But are known. Good morning. What's the occasion? You never come to wake me up. Oh. I was merely concerned for your health. You really should be sleeping in a proper bed. You were concerned about me? You do realize the concept of health bears little meaning for either of us, don't you? Why would I not be concerned? You are me. If something were to cause you to depart this world, the same would happen to me. Ah, right. That's true. It was so long ago I almost forgot I told her she was me, and it would seem she still believes that to be the case. Foolish woman. What kind of herbal tea would you like to start your day with? I have some lovely mint leaves if you would like. They are wonderful for improving one's mood. I have no interest in or need for tea. It's the most unfortunate. In that case, perhaps you could tell me a story. A story? You mean the one about Mikhail and Giselle again? Yes, that one. I do love that story oh so very much. I, for one, am growing rather tired of it. I've told it to you dozens of times now. It's what happens when you keep someone alone in a house with you for hundreds of years. You tell the same stories occasionally, if not a lot. I've been streaming for 10 years, and I've told the same stories countless times. Not quite 10 years. Well, yes, but still. Now don't be like that. The best stories never stop being moving, no matter how many times you hear them. It's like I'm talking to a child. Oh, yeah, exactly. So I'm telling him for the first time. Clearly. Alright then, how about this? I'm going to ask you a question, and if you can give me the answer I'd like, I'll tell you the story again. Oh, what kind of question? Nothing difficult, I promise. I mean, this doesn't unlock until you already get the true ending, so I imagine it's not a test of us. I want to hear your opinion on something. Do you think Giselle and Mikhail should be reunited? It's far from a simple question, if I do say so myself. She would certainly be happiest if he were to return, yes. After all, Giselle yearns for Mikhail so much she takes the name Mikhail when she is reborn. That she does. She assumes the same name every single time. But her namesake, the real Mikhail, has never once shown up. No, he has not. In which case, the more realistic option for her to obtain happiness would be to forget about him and stay here in the mansion with me. I could take very good care of her, provide her with enough happiness to balance out all the tragedies she's had to suffer. This is brilliant. If only she had any idea how far off the mark she was. You are Giselle, my dear. Another question then. If, hypothetically, you were Giselle, what would you do? What do you mean? Would you still want to be reunited with Mikhail? Or Giselle? I imagine I would keep waiting, yes. For someone who, after hundreds of years, has never shown any sign of returning? As long as the possibility remains, what is a few hundred years? Waiting is something I do quite well. Yes, this is true. Look. If they hadn't burned me so personally, so deeply, I wouldn't rant so often. Furthermore, I have not been through any of what Giselle has, so I would have little reason to give up hope. I almost want to tell her, to drag her back through all her memories. Mikhail showing up at the mansion, never realizing who you really are. You unable to bear the disappointment, the betrayal. Yeah, I do tend to forget, even though it's a more recent plot thing, that Morgana was also sure that the white-haired girl was Mikhail. Is something the matter? I think I'll refrain, though. I have no particular desire to cause Giselle pain, and I wouldn't want her to break down entirely. She's of no use to me, non-functional. The answer was not entertaining enough, so I won't be telling the story of Giselle and Mikhail today. It was not to your satisfaction. It is most unfortunate. Going for a walk. You do whatever you please. Enjoy yourself. This isn't what I wanted. Tell me. It's not all my fault. Oh, God. Closing your eyes won't make your problems go away. It won't erase your crimes. It won't take you out of this place. It won't make you it won't make me despise you any less. Let me go, please. I'm begging you. I feel like I'm going to go mad. There's nothing here. Absolutely nothing. I vaguely remember a beautiful rose garden. But those memories just make it worse. I can't stand the sight of this emptiness any longer. Better get used to it, or accept your growing madness, because this is all you'll be seeing for eternity. It's not my fault. I'm not all my fault. Repeating that won't make it true. Tell me something, Mel. Who's the girl you cared most about? I presume you've been here long enough that you remember the era of roses. You remember what you said to your dear sister, the girl you once went to such lengths to save. You called her disgusting. You pushed her away. You were a terrible brother and person. I can't stop laughing when someone like you starts going on about how much you care, how important this or that person is to you. Empty, superficial, meaningless words. I love it. Please, enough. Brilliant. I'm so sorry. You'll never have my forgiveness. Never. Farewell, my dear. Yeah, I guess this is just what Morgana was doing before the game proper started. And it sounds like it was interact with Giselle, torture everyone else. Light torture. Really just go up, say hey, talk shit, leave. Make sure they're miserable, you know. Been a while. I doubt it would... Yeah, okay. Doing her dailies, yeah, you know. I don't think I'll even bother with him today. Oh, man, this whole game has been full of tons of, like, great moments and reveals, but I honestly think that the best here, Chapter 1, was, like, that big initial punch. Like, yes, Mel's chapter, for sure, had some moments, but I don't think anything really hit the same as realizing what Bestia actually was. I feel like they did a really good job of obfuscating, but not lying. They definitely hid some things, but they didn't, like, they didn't straight lie about anything, and that helps. It wasn't... There are ways they could have done that would have been like, okay, like, oh, I'm surprised, but, like, it felt like they did it pretty well. Well, hello there, if it isn't Morgana. Where you going? How you been? What you been up to? Want to have a little chat? Do you know the time? Hello? Doesn't even stop. Damn, I'm definitely not dealing with him. Whew. Oh, I see you finally regained the appearance of a man. Your mind doesn't seem to be quite there yet, though. Having trouble moving around, too. Whatever it is you're trying to say, I can't say I much care. I revile you far more than the others. Let's find one off. Yeah, I know my order was delivered. I already... Okay, thanks. You drained me of my blood, and then you murdered me. You're the worst of them all. Enjoy an eternity of agony. Eventually, the nothingness will become too much for you to bear. The more of yourself you regain, the more of this place will eat away at you. I will say, it was quite amusing seeing someone as heartless as you try to show something resembling care for another human being. You learned your lesson, though, didn't you? Ultimately, you're only capable of causing pain. So long, Lord. Morgana. Happy times for everyone. Yeah. Oh, back from your walk already. Not much to see after all. What are you looking out the window for? Come see for yourself. Excuse me. Look, there's a shadow outside. Shadow? It's heading towards the house. I do believe I see white hair, too. It must be her. My, oh my, I need to get things prepared to welcome her back. Her? Doesn't make any sense. The mansion isn't in the physical world right now. So how could she be here? Wait, is that? She chose a wonderful time to return. There's no one else here to take her attention. I might be able to convince her to stay with me this time. Perhaps. Giselle's gone so blind. She can't even see that that's not a woman out there. Is that you, Mikhail? For all these years, you show up actually looking like yourself, without a body of flesh, at this gathering place of souls. I must have her be my master. For I've been waiting so very long. Master? Yes, what about it? I've never once called her that. Oh, I haven't. Cannot say I remember either way. I'm going to add a few logs to the fireplace. We would not want the house to be cold when she arrives. You go do that. I don't get it. Why are you showing up now, Mikhail, looking like that? What provoked Giselle to call you master? Well, it doesn't matter either way. Whatever your reasons, you're still frail and powerless. Suppose I'll just watch and see. More than happy to keep you around, as long as you don't look like her. I, too, have been wanting to see you again, Mikhail, though not nearly as much as her. Shadow the Hedgehog, yeah. There you go. Ripple of Eternity. Uncover the hidden prologue. Cool. Alright. Not a long one, but a prologue. Now we start hitting new stuff. Also, I appreciate that I always try to just skip through this stuff early just in case there were like I try not to pay attention to the images whenever I was going, just in case there were spoilers or something. But looking at it now, it's really nice that like the red aura from the hand makes the hair red, which is her actual hair color. Like little, good, like it, love it. All right, let's go. Obviously, just gonna start from the top. I'm gonna assume a fourth one unlocks when we do the other three, but I'm just gonna start from the top and go. Death hangs in the air, spreading as far as the eye can see. Trees and flowers, animals and insects, the rich, the poor, the pious. This is the tale that was lost to time, when the witch was not yet a witch, when the boy still had hope in his eyes, when their lives... Come on! The time has come to revisit that tale. To see exactly how the hopes and dreams came crumbling down. Skill issue. Sure. The house in Fata Morgana. A Requiem for Innocence. Oh, we get an OP. Okay, we actually get an OP. I don't know what you're talking about, so it's fine. I'm not going to read these because I know they're just going to go away. We're just going to watch it. It's fine. Oh, is it like stuttering it? It's slightly stuttery on my end. Like, it definitely sounds slightly compressed on my end. I don't know how bad it is for you guys. But it's definitely a little wonky here. Oh. Oh. We have new people, and people we haven't seen before. One day I'll show you the world. Do you ever get tired of saying that? Gotta think big, dream the world changing all around us. Life just fighting to make it day by day. It's hardly a life. Come on. Don't need to see the world. Huh? What was that? Nothing. For them, there is no happily ever after. If the audio is still kind of borked when we get into more stuff, hear me speedily, O Lord, my spirit faileth. Hide not thy faith from me. Face from me. Okay. Deliver me, O Lord, from mine enemies. I flee until thee to hide me. Teach me to do thy will, for thou art my God, thy spirit is good. Quicken me, O Lord, for thy name's sake, for thy righteousness' sake, bring my soul out of trouble, and of thy mercy cut off mine enemies, and destroy all them that affront me, for I am thy servant. I got the last one. Psalms 143, 712. Cheers, saints' blood and good fortune to all. Oh, jeez, this is how we start it. Well, Okay, it must have been just that video, because the music sounds okay to me now. Does it sound okay to you guys? It must have been just the audio for that. Okay. Because I was also hearing it, so, yeah. Alright. Weird, but I'll see if I can find the clip online later. Maybe it'll be better. Yeah, it probably was. That's alright. It happens. Voices. So many voices. Laughing, laughing, laughing. Is this the 10th such party? The 20th? I no longer had any idea. The Lord's guests merrily drank of my blood. My father had not blessed me with his miracle, so wealthy nobles could fill their goblets with it. My blood was for the poor, for the infirm and the destitute. Why here? Why am I not doing my father's work? With each passing moment, my body grew colder and colder, while a mad, fiery fervor spread among the partygoers. Father, it hurts. My soul hurt far more than my body. Felt like I was cracking in a dozen places about to shatter. Again and again, I've told myself it was just a trial, that God was simply testing me, but I didn't think I could bear it much longer. A horrible black miasma spilled from the wounds of my flesh, filling the room. It was probably an illusion, something only I could see. Miasma soon began consuming my spirit. All my life I spent telling myself to be pure, just, righteous, and all of that was corroding away, ripping me asunder. Father, O Lord, of thy mercy, cut off mine enemies, and destroy all of them that afflict my soul. For I am thy servant. I am thy servant. Please, O Father, deliver unto these sinners thy holy judgment. Cast them down into the depths of hell for the sins they would commit against thy faithful servant. Disguised as a prayer, I curse them. For the first time in my life, I wish someone ill. I did what a saint, what the daughter of God, must never do. And in that moment, I committed a sin greater than anyone else in that room. The girl! Look at her face! I began to hear panicked voices rising up around the hall. However, I was completely oblivious to the cause of the unrest. In fact, I assumed that perhaps God had heard my wish and struck down some of the partygoers. The Lord marched over to where I sat in chains, grabbed me by the hair and yanking my head up. In his other hand, he held a sword. A disgusted grimace was carved onto his face, as though he was looking down at the filthiest thing in the world. You're a damned witch wearing a saint's skin. This is worse than I expected. The stench of rotting flesh hung in the air. Corpses were strewn about the room in varying states of decay. Blood pooled on the floor, black and thick as mud. An eyeball hung loose from one body, half decomposed and about as much a liquid as it was a solid. Many white bone was visible through patches of flesh that had rotted away entirely. Yeah, we're seeing different times and places of characters. Some had been worked to death. Others died of any number of diseases. Oop. And they were the lucky ones. Several bodies bore stab wounds from head to toe. Others looked like someone had tried to rip them in two. Some had been burned until their entire bodies shriveled, and some were covered in blisters. There were no shortage of people who had obviously been tortured. Though the man on the other end of the torture, the Lord, Barnier, thought of it as more a leisurely activity. The Lord was spoken of in whispers as the second coming of the great tyrant of old. But it wasn't until I snuck into his manor and saw it for myself that I truly understood how accurate that was. He was a damned psychopath. I apologize that I couldn't make it in time to save you all. Hardly a religious man, but for you, I think I can spare a prayer. Rest in peace. Not myself today. But I suppose that shouldn't be a surprise, considering what today is. I wonder if that girl from the other day is among the dead. No, I need to stay focused. If this goes south, I'll be the one joining this pile of bodies. God, I'm starting to get a little nervous. Don't go weak in the knees now, Jacopo. How can you ever expect to go out in the world if you can't even keep yourself together for something as straightforward as this? You can do this, no problem. Let's start ourselves a revolt. Casual, simple. It all began a little over 2 weeks earlier. The local lord's iron-fisted rule was destroying the commoners. And this went doubly for those living in poverty, who were barely scraping by before taxes. We could hardly take 3 steps out in the slums without hearing someone curse the Lord. I have no idea who first proposed the plan. Everything came together so smoothly, so quickly, it's almost a blur. What started as the everyday litany of complaints hurled back and forth between the usual crew of young, indigent men in the pub soon escalated, ballooning into a full-fledged plot to strike back. Treats us like dog shit. We're the ones working his goddamn land. Let's give the bastard what's coming. Over the next few days, words of the plot spread through the slums, and the number of volunteers grew at an impressive pace. And the more people we had on board, the more realistic it all started to become. While the original plan amounted to charging in headlong with whatever weapons we could scrounge together, quickly evolved into a more sensible scheme to infiltrate the Lord's manor and free his slaves. There was no secret that the Lord was purchasing far more slaves than he should have any reasonable use for. What we didn't know was what he did with the slaves. That the banquets he so loved to throw were actually 6 sadistic torture parties. The best we could do was infer their living conditions were less than ideal from the fact that the Lord kept acquiring more. And while the plan to free the Lord's slaves was undeniably rooted in righteous desire, I would be lying if I said everyone's intentions were so pure. We wanted to right an injustice, absolutely, but the prevailing desire was for vengeance, to give the Lord a little comeuppance. Part of it was also calculated that it would be advantageous for it to look like a slave revolt rather than a civilian uprising. If we struck from the outside, we would be liable to bring the Lord's wrath down upon more than just the handful of us involved. But if the blow came from the manor, he couldn't blame us. Secondly, the Lord's mansion sat atop a hill, which meant his soldiers had the advantage of trade. Yeah, when you got the high ground, what else can someone else do? It would be nigh impossible for a band of lowly, ill-equipped peasants to break through his defenses. And we certainly didn't have the money to hire mercenaries. No amount of righteous anger was getting us anywhere near that matter. On the other hand, quietly getting one person inside to stir the pot was far more feasible. So ultimately, freeing the slaves was a means to an end. It was our best chance to deal the Lord a real blow. Of course, that didn't mean we wouldn't save as many people as we could, nor did it mean it would be easy to pull off, or that any of us would make it out alive. The plan went as follows. We would find a slave trader willing to sell one of us to the Lord. Once they'd infiltrated, they would spread the word of the scheme to the other slaves, trying to get as many of them on board as possible. Finding a slave trader willing to cooperate was surprisingly easy. They're businessmen, and slaves their product. While the majority didn't give a damn what happened to the slaves after they'd received payment, there were more than a few who were displeased knowing that their precious wares were being squandered. Slaves are supposed to be long-term workers. They're not meant to be expendable. They required food and rest and some semblance of a reasonable living conditions. It was far from a glamorous life, obviously, but most sensible slave owners at least had a vested interest in keeping their workers alive. However, that was far from the case with Lord Barnier. You know it's bad when they're like, you know, even as slave owners go, this guy was despicable. Bad, like, really awful, even among slave owners. Yeah, yeah, when even the guys selling slaves to people are like, don't even like that guy. That guy just really, ugh. Slaves were, of course, the property of whoever purchased them, and a mere slave trader had no place complaining about how they were being treated. It didn't mean the traders had to like it, though, and there was a small collective of them who staunchly refused to do business with the Lord, quietly mocking any who did. Nobody openly spoke ill of the Lord, let alone opposed him directly. Not only because the land was under his control, but because he was a madman. Everyone knew it. So they would help us get in, and nothing more. But that was fine. That was all we needed from them to put our plan into action. And the vanguard of our operation, the one who would infiltrate the Lord's manor, was me. I volunteered for the position, partially in the heat of the moment, but also because I was confident I could pull it off. Above all, though, I didn't want to believe that I couldn't manage such a straightforward task. I had to step up and take initiative, or I would never escape this life as a poor, lowly slum dweller. I'm gonna just save. I assume it's in the same menu. Okay. Honestly, I'm gonna start overwriting these again, just so that we keep it on page 1. We have chapter select if I care to go back to them, and I think we'll be fine. Yeah, I know my package has been delivered. Holy crap! I ordered something off eBay. It was a box of Dandadan cards. They told me it was on the way today. I got an email. Then the eBay app told me it was on its way today. Then I got the package, and I knew because all the dogs, the 2 dogs, let me know the package was here. And then I got the email, less than an hour ago? And then the eBay app just told me. It's like, I got it. My package is here. Which is really funny because I had something coming in the mail yesterday, and they told me at 11 a.m. it's been delivered, so I went out to the mailbox. It wasn't in the mailbox. They told me at 12:30 it's been delivered, so I went out to the mailbox. It wasn't there. But I could see that the mail truck was in the neighborhood, so clearly I guess it just checked off there. Oh, thanks, Ark. I had no idea. Oh, perfect. Awesome. Thank you. So important.
Hey Viper, did you know we had a package?
We hit an SP, which is cool, but we didn't hit one of the valuable SPs, which is a shame, but whatever. I'll try to sell it. If it doesn't sell, I'll hold on to it. It's nifty. The Dandadan cards have been fun to open, but we've opened enough of them now that any more, it's just going to be all duplicates where I'm hunting for a valuable card. But 3 boxes was a good, we got a nice variety. I had to step up and take initiative, or I would never escape this life as a poor, lowly slum dweller. Crawling through the dirt, everyone, nobles and peasants alike, looking down on me, thinking I'm worthless. That would be me for my whole pathetic life. Like hell I was going to let that happen. I wanted to claw my way up as high as I could manage. I didn't want to surrender, to accept that I was powerless. Yeah, we know. I wanted to make something of my one and only life. We chose the beginning of the Lord's next banquet for my infiltration. That was when I saw the horror for myself. The abuse and the torture he put his slaves to. It was a goddamn blood banquet. We heard them referred to as such, but only by Morgana previously, and we assumed it was for the reasons of they were draining her blood and drinking it. Didn't realize there was, more blood being had. Oh, that's an image. Any mistake, no matter how small, would invite harsh discipline. If Barnea was in a particularly foul mood that day, he would physically beat the wrongdoer. He had a particular fondness for activities that drew blood, though, and he would regularly gather together nobles with similar predilections at his manor. Once the banquet had begun, it generally continued for around 2 weeks? What? Holy crap! If they said 2 days, I'd be impressed. And afraid. Shocked. Jeez. Alright. First thing I did after infiltrating was spread word of the plan to the other slaves. To be honest, I assumed it would be easy getting them to cooperate. They should have reviled Barnea more than anyone after all. But I couldn't have been more wrong. Every ounce of willpower had been drained from them, almost bled from them. They were malnourished, unrested, and violently oppressed. I could hardly have convinced them to swat a mosquito. He had them completely under his thumb. Everyone was utterly terrified to fight back against Barnea. They would just as soon take their own lives. Hardly a day in, and the plan already seemed to have hit a wall. A full week I spent trying and failing to convince a single soul to assist in the revolt. Just as I was beginning to fear it might not work after all. We need to talk. Come with me. He was a tall, muscular slave who spent most of his time doing physical labor. Despite the poor conditions, he seemed to be keeping himself in rather good shape, and unlike the other slaves, his eyes weren't filled with fear and resignation. But it wasn't hope I saw in them either. Rather, they looked like the eyes of a bloodthirsty wolf. His unkempt, greasy blonde hair only served to amplify the primal impression he gave off. Between that and the faint, cocky smirk visible on his lips, he more resembled the head of a gang of ruffians than a slave. I wasn't sure it was entirely wise to accompany him anywhere. But against my better judgment, and with far too little information, I followed the man to the Great Hall. Dude parties hard. That is undeniable. There were a dozen or so nobles and upper-class men and women clustered about the hall. The air was filled with the scent of aromatic herbs, and it wasn't long before I realized they were meant to mask the smell of blood. A large table was lined with plates stacked up with piles of glistening dark red meat. Noblemen sneered at us with wet lips as we entered the room. The contrast between the nobles' practiced graceful mannerisms and their grotesque feast of which they were partaking was so bizarre I simply stood there aghast. There was no room for anger to form. The lord stood on a platform, like a small stage, at the far end of the room. "Are you the slaves who offered to be the day's entertainment?" The buff man nodded, dropping down to one knee. "What does he mean by entertainment?" Surely you try or merely inflicting pain on helpless slaves. Would you, by any chance, be interested in something a little more exciting? Could you be any more disrespectful? Lord Barnier, you would do your best to rid yourself of a barbarian such as him. There, give the poor man a break. Can't expect an uneducated slave to be properly versed in the ways of polite society. Now, elaborate, slave. Me and him, we duel. Right here, right now. Do you seriously think we haven't already pit slaves against each other numerous times by now? That's all. Tell me, were they as vigorous as the two of us? Young and chomping at the bit? Well, if you want to see a couple of half-dead slaves limply flailing at each other, then help yourselves. But you're not going to find many here who can give you a fight with some real oomph, you know? Hell, half the slaves here would probably kneel over with just a little shove. So I figured you might be up for a little change of pace. Barbarian like me. Whoa. Never agreed to this? Suck it up. You're a slave. Since when have you had the right to agree to anything? You make a compelling argument. Gratien, was it? My lord knows my name. I'm honored. Gratien? Sure it's wrong, but let's go to the Google Translate. Let's find out how wrong I am. Do
Gratian.
Sure.
Gratien.
It's probably closer to Italian at this rate, but I'm sure that's still.
Grazia.
I'm gonna go with the English one, but
Gratian.
alright, sure. Well, if we go French,
Gratien.
I feel like I was closer to the French pronunciation than the English one. I was off regardless, but I feel like I was closer to the French one. And considering how many other names of this game are all French, I'm gonna stick with that one.
Gratien.
Yeah, we'll stick with that. Or I'll forget 10 minutes in and change it entirely. I only remembered because you came very highly recommended. The slave trader said you were descended from a line of warriors that made a name for themselves fighting in the ancient Colosseum. I'd assumed he was exaggerating, or perhaps there was some truth to it after all. Who can say? Couldn't tell you about my ancestors, but what I can tell you is that I just love a good duel. All in the Colosseum, descended from gladiators. Am I supposed to go one-on-one against them? Very well. Guards, bring these two swords. Sir. Shit. What is he hoping to accomplish? Barred from MH? No, it just means I have to be an insect glaive me. That's fine. What is he hoping to accomplish? Win Barnier's favor? Guess I'll just have to hope I can catch him by surprise as soon as... Hey, listen up. What? Eyes forward. Keep it down. Listen carefully. Don't get any wise ideas, got it? Just go along with it. Oops. Everything on the level. What are you scheming? You'll find out soon enough, assuming you can handle a sword anyhow. Two guards approached us, each carrying a longsword. It's heavier than I expected, and it felt awkward in my hands. I'll be fine. Both of our blades were badly chipped, clearly old and battle-worn. Of course, they wouldn't give new quality weapons to a pair of slaves, but a sword was still a sword. beaten though they may have been, I still had to be careful I'd be dead before I ever got the slave revolt off the ground. That said, I had survived this long in the slums. I wasn't completely helpless, and I'd experience with a dagger. Totally the same. Definitely. I wasn't sure how much help that would be now. The longer, two-handed weapon still felt awkward in my hands. As I squinted at the blade's hilt and adjusted my grip, trying to familiarize myself with the feel of it, Renier took a seat, readying himself to spectate. That's when I caught sight of what lay hidden at the back of the stage. What? Stood there staring agape, completely forgetting I was but moments from a duel with a man twice my size. At the back of the stage was what looked like an altar draped in a thick white sheet and stained red. Atop it sat a young girl covered in gashes. Her head was drooped, so I couldn't see her face, but judging from her size, I didn't think she could be more than 10 years of age. Some wounds were older and had already scabbed over. Some were swollen, bright red protrusions on her pale skin. Some were oozing pus, and others were so fresh they were still bleeding. It's messed up that that image is still the far tamer version than what they are describing. Far, far, far tamer. It's difficult to find a part of her body that wasn't cut. Hey, what do you think you're doing to that girl? I don't care who you are. No one deserves that. Even as I shouted at the Lord, the girl remained motionless. She seemed unconscious. Not dead yet, but it wouldn't be long. Silence, cur. I don't recall giving you permission to speak. Or if you'd rather lose your head right now, continue on as you are. Ugh, damn despot. Now go on, get started. Give us a show befitting of this grand affair. Fighting my urge to snap back at him, I turned to face the slave named Gratien. Gratien? I left it up just because I'd already...
Gratien.
Gratien. Okay, close enough. We'll roll with it. Yeah, can't you see the huge smile on his face? He's so happy. The other guests lined the walls, whispering among themselves, speculating about the potential victor. The crowd was so overwhelmingly in Gratien's favor, to absolutely no surprise, they didn't even bother taking bets. That's not fair. Try to not go down in one blow, kid. Hold on, what's the point of this? Slowly, Gratien lowered it into a crouch, and the next second he leapt at me like a tiger. It was an audible whoosh. Before I even had time to gasp, he was mere inches away. What do I have? I swung my sword up, catching Gratien's blade mid-descent and attempting a parry, but there was far more weight in his strike than I had expected. The impact caused my hands to sting painfully, my knees to buckle. I clenched my teeth, trying at the very least to hold my ground. Ugh. Gratien barely gives me time to recover, let alone strike back, before launching into a second attack. He handled the longsword so effortlessly, swinging it through the air in such impressive, perfect arcs that I could hardly believe we were both using the same weapon. I twisted out of the way, but not quite in time. The tip of his blade skimmed the skin of my neck, and then, not even giving me a chance to catch my balance, he thrust his blade at me. While I managed to deflect the attack just in time, I wasn't able to follow through. Meanwhile, a wide, mocking smirk spread across Gratien's face. He seemed to be having the time of his life. Come on, kid, you're gonna have to do better than that if you want to keep your head. I rattled off several insults in my head, but unlike him, I couldn't spare the energy to put them into words. Pick it up, boy. God damn. That all you got, kid? Thought you'd fare a little better. Shut your damn mouth. I was stuck on the defensive, and with every strike he pushed me further and further back. I was almost up against the wall. I thought he said this was part of some plan. Was he just trying to get me to let my guard down? He's inspired with the Lord, he must be. Why challenge me to a duel? Did someone spill word of the plan to him? Come on, give me your best shot, boy. Yes, very funny. You know damn well I'm barely maintaining as it is. Gotta at least try. Don't want to put our audience to sleep now, do we? Even the bones in my forearms have started to sting. I don't know how much longer I can keep this up. Yeah, let me show you how it's done. God, I can't get a damned inch on him. Much more of this and I'll be up against the wall. Dead if I don't go on the offensive. Now's my last chance, but I've still got breathing room. Hey, big guy, you may think you have the advantage, but not for long. Ah, that's rich, coming from a guy who can't even get one swing in on me. It's all a trick to get your guard down. I've been saving this one just for you, meathead. Good luck dodging it. With that hulking body of yours. That's more like it. Let me have it, kid. I hopped backwards a couple paces till my heel was pressed up against the wall. There was no backing down. Not anymore. Breathing heavily, I lifted my blade, pointing at Gratian. He pointed his in turn. A cocky grin plastered on his face. And then kicked off the ground hard, sending me flying towards him. My sword held down near my waist, his above his head. And then, whoosh. He whiffed, his blade ripping through the air just over my head. The mere force of the gale created by his swing was so intense. For a brief moment, I thought he might have knocked my head clean off my shoulders. But I was still breathing. And despite the exhaustion, my mind was incredibly clear and focused. I hadn't swung up at him. I slid across the floor. Your back's wide open. I lifted to my feet, spinning around, and swung my sword at his neck with everything I had. What? My would-be grand comeback was deflected from behind without a bat of an eye. Ah, see, that's what happens if you try to strike the back of Leo Whitefang. And hardly a wimpy deflect for that matter. My hands felt like they were on fire. A little bit on the dirty side that was, but hey, not half bad, kid. Damn it. Just a little more oomph on that swing and you might have landed it. Too bad, too bad. I didn't stand a chance against him head on, but he's not one to fall for the same trick twice. Need a new plan. Back against the wall with you. Son of a... What's the matter, kid? That all you got? After all that talk, I was expecting a little more from you. Yeah, he can't read, but he can see behind himself. Exactly. Some sort of like pact with a demon. Alright, I want eyes on the back of my head, but I guess I can give up my ability to read, you know, it's fine. As long as I can fight backwards and forwards, that's all that matters. Literacy unimportant. Backwards fighting important. He's got his priorities, you know? That's why he's king of an entire kingdom. Who can sneak up on him to assassinate him? No one. I was talking about Leo specifically, but yeah. He's got me completely under his thumb. Dead if I don't do something, but I can barely lift my arms anymore. Getting harder to breathe. Vision's going blurry. Can't. Man, he strikes with the same 3-hit combo timing and you can't get used to it? Shame. Just block. You know. Clearly he didn't pay $60 to block. Or he's half-assing his block. I can't die yet. Not here, not now, not to this damn brute. There has to be something, an opening I'm not seeing, anything. Some way to turn the tables. Am I imagining it, or did I react to that quicker than usual? Is he doing what I think he's doing? Patterns were forming in my mind. I've been through this routine so many times now, my body instinctively knew what came next. It parried his strike entirely by reflex. I wasn't so full of myself to think it was a sign. It was a sign I was gaining the upper hand. As much as I loathed to admit it, he had every imaginable advantage over me. I should have realized what he was doing sooner, but I've been so focused on keeping my head attached, and my sword in my hands that I didn't have the spare mental capacity to see beyond that. He was in complete control. The only reason I was able to keep up with him was because he was letting me. Because he was repeating the same sequence of attacks again and again. If I'm right, then next, he'll come from above. Ho-ho! Right on the money. Playing like the pealing of a bell echoed through the hall as our blades collided. It's a much cleaner, more satisfying sound than they had made when I was struggling to keep up. I still don't know what he's scheming, but I'm not going to throw away this chance to win back some ground. Sparks flew with each clash of our swords, and Gracien's smirk grew wider. I could hear murmuring bubble up in the gallery as the tides turned. Cheering, cursing, confused gaps, but before long the sound seemed to grow distant. It was just me and Gracien in a bubble of silence. Not even the sound of metal striking metal. My heavy breathing, the stomping of our feet, the distractingly loud pounding of my heart, the blood pumping through my veins. It all whisked away into nothing. Every one of my senses was focused on exactly two things: the image of our swords cutting clear arcs through the air, and Gracien's intent. "That's it, next overhead," he whispered so quietly that by all rights I could have never heard it, but his intentions came through loud and clear. As if being controlled by that voice, I swung my sword down. After about a half dozen such clashes, we locked blades and had a brief shoving match before putting a little distance between each other, and then we went at it again. To the audience, it would have looked like a fierce battle to the death, but I felt more like we were dancing than anything. Well, he was dancing, I was merely following his lead. But if that was his plan, whatever his plan was, I had no choice but to dance to his beat. The only thing improvisation would get me is a sword through the heart. Meanwhile, sticking to the plan, I had nothing to worry about. No reason to fear a sword going right off course. After several more fierce clashes, we got in close again. We were both breathing pretty heavily by that point. I was drenched in sweat, and it felt like I'd collapse right there and then, if I loosened up for even a second. Gracien tossed a glance off to the side for the briefest of moments. His lips came together, curling into a smile. "Then up. 3 paces back, then charge. Swing down as hard as you can, put everything you got into it." As soon as I signaled my acknowledgement, Gracien parried my sword off to the side. 1, 2, 3 paces back, then I gathered my strength into my legs. I crouched, like he did at the beginning of the duel, envisioning myself as a tiger ready to pounce. Then we leapt at each other in perfect sync. What? The harsh sound of metal striking metal, more piercing than anything else up to that point. For a heartbeat, the world went white. Then the whoosh of something ripping through the air. It wasn't for another second or two that I realized what had happened. Breathing heavy, I looked down at the sword in my hands, only to find half of it missing. Gracien's blade appeared to have snapped as well. The gallery began buzzing. "You all right? How dreadfully dangerous!" A perverse grin spread across Gracien's lips. I finally understood what he had been scheming. He wanted the swords to break, and he wanted it to look like an accident, hoping that when the shattered blades went flying, a noble or two would be caught in the crossfire. That explained the whole song and dance. Why he had us hitting each other's blades in the same spots again and again. How the hell would you ever expect that to work? That said, if the fight had gone on much longer, I don't think I would have lasted. This plan seems to have gone about as well as you could reasonably expect. One piece landed near Barnier and the other embedded in a table. It's fine by me. I'd rather avoid causing any more of a scene before the actual revolt. Not that I would be opposed to seeing any of these madmen skewered. Gracien wiped the sweat from his brow with the back of his hands and surveyed the room. Excuse me. As obliviously outclassed as he was by all the nobles, he still seemed much larger than anyone else in the room. Took a few moments to catch his breath, and sauntered over to the center of the great hall, taking another good look around the room before saying, "Apologies for the disturbance, my lord. While ordinarily a duel's supposed to end with someone dead, looks like that's out of the question today. So mayhap we can reschedule. Put on another show in a day or two, if you would like." Barnier seemed less than pleased with the outcome, but considering how rattled his guests were, he couldn't press the matter either. "Very well. Now I believe you two deserve a reward for such a fine show." "Oh, what kind of reward?" "Oh, one I'm sure you'll be quite pleased with. The leftovers from today's feast. Gourmet cuisine, the likes of which you mere slaves could only dream of getting your dirty hands on." "You mean those bleeding scraps of mystery meat?" "Worry not. There's pork in there." "Or does your religion prohibit you from eating pig?" "Nah, gave up on religion long ago. I'm fine with eating meat." most meat, anyway. I'll have the other slaves bring it down this evening, then. Now the show's over. Be gone with you. Gone we be, my lord. Still concerned about that girl, but there's nothing I can do for her right now. Hopefully she lasts long enough for the revolt, but with wounds like that... Hey, kid, pick your beat ass up and let's get out of here. I'm not beat, thank you very much. What are you trying to fool when you're wheezing up a lung? Getting huffy about it only makes you look more pathetic. Piss off, you inhuman monster. Now, do have a wonderful day, ladies and gents. Once we were out of the hall and in the corridor, I took several deep breaths, finally letting loose some of the tension that had built up within me. As we made our way through the corridors, the sound of the nobles laughing and chattering away amongst themselves faded into nothing. We headed for the rather barren waiting room where slaves without assignments were kept. In essence, it was a human closet. Looked up at Gracian, who was standing beside me. I had about a dozen things I wanted to say to him, but I couldn't organize my thoughts into words, so I simply shrugged and pursed my lips. Yeah, that was a shame. Huh? What was a shame? You were hoping to kill at least one noble when the swords broke, weren't you? Ah, if only. I'm not that skilled. Hell no. Could have fooled me. If anything, I'd say we're lucky it went as well as it did. It's a damn good thing they gave us their old crusty swords. We'd never managed to break them at all. If not to skewer one of the nobles, then why go to such lengths at all? Well, because otherwise we'd have to fight to the death, of course. No, that's not what I'm... Of course, we both know who'd be standing here, then. As much as I hate to admit it, he has me beat in almost every category. For God's sake, how did he even get that good with a sword? Is he hereditary or something? What I'm trying to figure out is what your ultimate objective was in this whole facade. Why challenge me to the duel at all? You're planning a revolt, ain't you, kid? What does that have to do with anything? Just answer the question. Denying it will only delay the inevitable. There's no point in that. And I'm fairly certain he's not on the Lord's side, at least. If we're just trying to win the Lord's favor, I can imagine the duel would have ended I can't imagine the duel would have ended the way it did. I could probably trust him? Yes, I am. And I need the other slaves' help to pull it off. The little drones have been sucked to all their fight, and you can't get anyone on board. Why even ask the question if you already know the answer? Hey, now, no need for the lip, kid. I brought it up because I'm trying to tell you I'm in. You're in? Excuse me? What about anything you've done today would make me think you're in? Bear with me for a second. Put yourself in the other slaves' places. Some dick they never met before shows up out of the blue saying I've organized to have you all set free and I need your help to do it. You think they're going to buy into it? Fair enough. But it is true that I have people outside. No matter, you could be lying through your teeth and it wouldn't change a goddamn thing. All that matters is whether they think you're worth getting behind. I see your point. These slaves have been driven into the very depths of despair. They need someone charismatic enough to pull them out from that pit before they can be sparked to take any sort of action. Before infiltrating, I imagined it would be much simpler. It would seem that was rather naive of me. Yeah. That was a whole lot of words to say the same thing I just said. Forget your fancy metaphors. It all boils down to this. Do they think you have a chance at pulling it off, yes or no? These people, they don't got the energy to get all philosophical. They go with their gut. And the quickest way to their gut is show them you're strong. Now I'm starting to understand what the duel is for. The other slaves already know of your prowess. So if I were to fight on the same level as you, then they'd be willing to hear you out. Exactly. Oh there, kid, why the sigh? Trying to blow this place down? Could have easily accomplished that without putting on a damn show in front of the Lord and putting my life in danger. It wasn't just for the other slaves, kid. What do you mean? Wanted to make sure you were some yellow-bellied pissant. That you're actually capable of doing what you promise. Now that I know you got a semi-functional spine, I'm willing to help out with the revolt. Semi-functional, huh? Well, glad I didn't disappoint you then. Given my performance back there, I couldn't blame you if you deemed me beyond hope. Give yourself a little more credit, kid. Well, I'm pretty sure the stories about my ancestors being gladiators are exaggerated. I did participate in a few death games myself back before I ended up here. Should consider it a badge of honor that you fought a brute like me and lived to tell the tale. I was under the impression that the church put an end to gladiatorial games. Ah, right, it went underground. The rules may change, but not people. Always a market for blood sports. And yada yada, I got sold to the Lord, here I am. Only explains what he meant when he said he had given up on religion. So what's your story, kid? My money's on some rich aristocrat what got it in his head he wanted to play hero and stop the big bad lord from being mean to his slaves. The hell gave you that idea? You strike me as more a prissy rich boy than a ruffian is all. Prissy rich boy? Come from the slums, so no, I'm not just some upper-class punk playing hero. And in fact, well, color me surprised. You sure don't talk or act like any of the slum boys I know. It's probably because... nothing. And now I'm even more curious, damn it. Honestly, it's not that interesting, I promise. Forget I said anything. So I guess I want to be able to blend in when I eventually leave the slums. But he doesn't need to know that. I only just met him. Whatever you say then. In that case, how about we do some proper introductions, huh? Name's Gratian, which you should already know. Nice meeting you, kid. Jacopo. Very glad to have your support, Gratian. Don't mention it. I've been wanting to make the scumbags eat dirt myself, and this is the perfect chance. Alright, one more thing I wanted to ask. What? How old are you? Excuse me, is that relevant to anything? Jeez, kid, someone really needs to teach you how to shut up and answer a simple question. 19. Oh, thank God, I'm 20. I don't have to feel like an ass for calling you kid. But you committed to it before ever asking. Because, you know. Yep. I'm only a year younger. That hardly makes me a kid. Oop, didn't mean to. There you go. Here's a long time, kid. Now that I got that off my shoulders, I can put my all into helping you with your revolt. That's all I need to. Starting to wonder if I even want this guy's help. Once I had Gratian on board, it was remarkably how quick the rest of the slaves were to join in. They knew him and they respected him. Their respect went a long way towards improving my own standing. As far as they were concerned, I had fought Gratian and managed to hold my own. And the big man was right. It wasn't a clever plan or a moving speech. These people needed to put the light back in their eyes. It was a show of strength. Over the next few days, as Barnier and his guests indulged themselves, word of the plan quietly spread beneath the surface. I started to see signs of life for the first time since I had arrived. The majority of the slaves were emaciated and weak. There was a good possibility the guards would kill many of them. But still urged on any who hesitated by saying, "If you choose to stay, you're guaranteed to be killed eventually." It is true to be sure, but in essence, I was threatening them, help or be left behind to die. That was enough to convince them to grab onto the thread of hope I was offering, however frail it may be. We chose the 13th day of the banquet to commence the revolt. Waiting until almost into the party's usual 2-week duration gave us a slight tactical advantage. Naturally, Barney's guests did not attend without their own protection, but after being made to watch over almost 2 weeks of debauchery, the guards would start getting exhausted. They would stop caring. And that was exactly what we needed. Hey there, Jacopo. Everything's good on my end. We can give Lord Assholes coming whenever you're ready. Thank you. I appreciate all your help. Oh there, kid. Save the thanks for after we get out of here with our heads still attached. Fair enough. Then, how about this? If we both survive, I'll take you to the best pub in the slums. As long as those pretty ladies count me in. That's the one I can introduce you to if you don't mind your girl's headstrong with a little bit of bite. Tough and pretty. Now that I can get behind. Spent so long surrounded by all these half-dead drones that I could sure stand for some good-natured abuse right about now. Pretty, and she'll beat me? Let's do this! Well, he's got his priorities. Sure. Yep. Especially if it's being offered anyway. Sure. Good natured might be a bit of a stretch. Go over the wrong way and you'll find yourself short a pair of jewels. Think I'll pass on that one then. It got too real. Don't care how much of a looker she is. I ain't ready for her to be my last. How about this then? I tell you what I'm looking for, and you have someone picked out for me by the time this is all over. Flexible on the looks, but slender and short are a must. Meaty girls ain't really my type. Blonde hair, blue eyes are a plus, but it ain't a deal breaker. I like them to be a bit... Slow down there. You got your head way too far in the clouds if you think you're going to find your ideal wife at a brothel in the slums. Hey now, how do you expect me to give this my all without something to look forward to on the other side? I suppose it's a decent motivator. See, you get me. Now, on to business. What, that wasn't business? Ready to do this? Been ready, kid. Just waiting for the word. It's about as good an answer as I could ever hope for. Before we begin, I want to go over the plan one last time. After you secured weapons from the armory, you take command of the other slaves and go open the gates. While you're doing that, I'll signal my people outside, then cause a diversion. As long as we don't make too much noise, the Lord and the other nobles shouldn't realize anything is amiss till we're on top of them. As soon as the gates are open, you head for the Great Hall where we'll rendezvous. We'll crash the party, and while the Lord and his friends are distracted, my people will lead the slaves to safety. Then we swipe up all the shiny things we can carry and get our asses to the high hell out of there. Right, can't forget the valuables. Huzzah, I'm getting all sorts of fired up. Don't you trip and fall on some guard's sword before we even get to start our fun, you hear me? Same to you. Well then, let's get going. May fate be on our side. Damn right. Hey, what do you think you're doing? You're not supposed to be here. Get back to... stay back. Don't make me kill you. Wait, stop. I don't think he stopped. You're up. Come on and draw your bloody cards already. Don't rush me, I'm thinking. On with it. It's almost lunch. I hold this and throw away these, then I could... Christ. You hear that? Sounds like something's happening downstairs. Quit trying to distract me. I let you run off with the pot like last time. No, I'm serious. Something's going on down there. It's probably just a slave getting beat. How are you not used to that by now? I don't know. Something feels off to me. I'm gonna go check it out. Don't even think about messing with the cards while I'm gone. I won't. Hurry back. Ain't no business for bonus for giving a rat's ass. So it beats me. What are you so eager about? God, I wish I could have gotten hired at a place that paid a little better. Am I seeing things? I swear I just saw something move. You, on the wall! Get down from there! What do you think you're doing? You're not supposed to be up. Put the knife away before I... You're up here playing cards and you have the nerve to call yourself a guard? Expect resistance to be light, but not this bad. I should take care of this and get out of here before the other one returns. It's amazing how much better a knife feels in my hands than a sword. So much easier to handle. He always was a rogue. Though it's not much help if they manage to draw on me first. Maybe I'll ask Gratian to teach me how to use a sword if we both make it through the day. Hate the idea of giving him any more reason to claim superiority over me, but I can't think of anyone better than him. Keeping an eye on my surroundings, I climbed up into the watchtower. I could hear shouting in the distance. It seems Gratian was doing his job. I pulled a brightly colored cloth from my pocket and affixed it to the highest point in the tower. As it began flapping in the wind, I turned my attention toward a hill in the distance. A group of tiny dots emerged from behind a rock formation, heading this way. I let out a sigh of relief. Next up, time to make some noise. Backup! We need backup! Slaves are revolting! Revolting? No, I think they're just mildly disgusting. Are you serious? What do you think they're carrying that damn sword for? You shouldn't need backup, just put them down. Yes, but there's too many of them, and they're not messing around either. They're stampeding right through us. They don't care how many of them die. And one of them's practically a giant. Oh, quit pissing yourself over a bunch of damn slaves. Who cares how big one of them is? They're not armed, just... But, behind you! Huh? Huh, sorry to disappoint you, but we are armed. Maybe you should consider posting another couple guards in front of your armory. Eek! There he is! There he is! There he is! Come on, little man. Let's see what you got. Yeah! You're no fun! Anywho, get these gates open, boys. Yeah! Oh, take it, those are Jacopo's people. He could actually do this job instead of booking it the hell out of here. Good on him. Of course, that's exactly what I was going to do if I didn't see his people when we opened the gates. Guess he actually is good for his word. Which means I'm sticking it through to the very end. Yeah, I'm sure he lives a long and healthy life that we just didn't see or hear anything about. Right? Definitely. Hey, take out as many of the bastards as you can on your way in, and be thorough. We want a clean escape, and we don't want to give them a chance to surround us. Keep at it, don't let them get organized. If we fuck this up, the ass pipe, it's the gallows for all of us. If you need a weapon, grab a rock, a base, a fucking decapitated head, anything you can find. Gratian, how are things progressing? Smooth as the baby's behind. Your reinforcements are here, making right good work of the guards and getting as many slaves out as they can. Glad to hear it. Then let's head down to the Great Hall. Aye, let's. I'd like nothing more than to rip the Lord's head right off his shoulders. The point is not to kill the Lord, it's to deal just enough of a blow that he stops throwing so many damned banquets. For now, anyway. Now what if I trip and my sword just happens to run him through? Rather you didn't, if at all possible, but whatever happens, happens. Alright, let's do this. Yeah. Is it just me, or is it unnaturally noisy in there? Did some of the others beat us to it, maybe? As far as I know, we're the first ones here. Well, guess we'll find out. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Chaos reigned over the manor. But the chaos in the hall, where the Lord held his banquet, was of a slightly different flavor. A buzz filled the room. Noblemen and women murmured, shuffling backwards, putting distance between each other, tossing goblets to the ground. Oh, this is the moment where her face fell off, and they all looked at their bloody goblets and went, ah, maybe not. Scratchin had suspected we were the first ones there, so why was everyone so tense? Whatever the cause of the disturbance, it seemed it was at least partially to thank for things proceeding so smoothly. The question is, what is happening here? Out of the corner of my eye, I caught sight of the Lord. Excuse me. Yeah, wait, maybe this blood ain't healthy. Yeah. Stomped over towards the far end of the hall. Sitting atop the makeshift altar was the same girl I'd seen a week prior. For a brief moment, relief came over me at the knowledge she was still alive. But that relief quickly morphed into dread. You. He unlocked the shackles binding the girl. Too weak to hold herself up, she fell forward into a slump, her long burgundy hair fanning out around her limp body. And then... You're a damned witch wearing a saint's skin! The Lord raised his sword high above his head. Gratian, I'll be borrowing that. What? Hey, you little son of a... What? I hurled Gratian's long sword for the Lord. Knocking his blade from his hands. The two swords rattled to the ground. Tossed my gaze to the girl for a split second. She was very clearly out of it, but she seemed to be breathing. Finally, realizing a pair of slaves had just burst in on them, the nobles' panic swelled, and one of them started shouting for the guards. Well, fuck me sideways. There goes my chance we had a surprise attack. Damn it all! I made the perfect distraction, too. Ah, to hell with it. Get in here, boys! Yeah! Ah, wait a sec. Need my sword first. The next second, the room was enveloped in a cacophony of shouting and screaming and clanging. Most of the nobles carried swords, but very few of them seemed to have any idea how to use them, the majority scrambling for the back exit. "You insolent worm! Who do you think I am? The threat in your lord is to slight God." Huh. Ever the cocky bastard, I say. Tell me, do you have any idea what's happening right now? Silence, cur. You will regret ever defying me. Huh. Nothing more original, you third-rate fairy tale villain. I was one who had said the Lord's death was not part of the plan, yet there I was going straight for him. Gratian was absolutely right. The Lord had been distracted with the girl when we arrived, but I had thrown that advantage away. I had seen God knows how many slaves killed in hardly 2 weeks' time. Adding another body to the pile shouldn't have fazed me one bit. Logically, there was no reason for me to care, but I couldn't just leave her. And of course, now that I'd picked a fight with the Lord, I had no choice but to follow through to the very end. I dashed for the Lord, scooping up one of the dropped swords and swinging it down on him. But my blade cut through nothing but air. I had assumed he would be a pushover, another noble obsessed with money and power and helpless to defend himself, so there was no hiding the look of shock on my face. Damn, he can move! Barnier slid out of range, swiping the remaining sword off the ground and whipping it through the air with practiced grace. Perhaps you should save the snide yapping when you have the skill to back it up, insignificant cur. Yeah, we'll see if you still feel the same way when I'm through with you. I closed the gap, we clashed. He swung, I parried. Steel and steel ripped through hot air, carving ephemeral silver arcs in empty space. Our blades locked. What are you hoping to accomplish with this revolt? What's your endgame? My endgame? To get out of this hellhole and be free from slavery once and for all. Huh, have my doubts about whether you even were a slave at all. But no matter. Why attack me? What do you care about the girl? What do you have to gain from saving her? He's right. I have nothing to gain from rescuing the girl. All I've accomplished is making this whole process needlessly messy. That said, do I need to have something to gain? Are you saying I should just sit back and watch as you murder an innocent little girl? I was angry, and I thought I'd do something about it. Nothing more, nothing less. Is that really so hard to understand? Nothing more than a childish hero complex. Just the answer I would expect from a foolish little boy with his head in the clouds. Excuse me? You're a puny worm, powerless to truly save anyone. You merely want to help the girl so you can pat yourself on the back and pretend you did a good deed. You simply want an excuse to be proud of your worthless self. Look at her, the girl's hardly even breathing. She'll be dead soon enough with or without my help. Who do you think is to blame for that? You don't have any right to judge the value of her life. My role in this is irrelevant. Was saving a dead girl part of the plan? It wasn't, was it? You diverged from the script to rescue a girl whose life is of no worth to you whatsoever, all so you can momentarily feel good about yourself. That misstep will be the downfall of you, worm. Enough! I'll put you back in the ground where you belong. Not a chance! God damn. For a flamboyantly dressed asshole, he sure can fight. There's not nearly as much force behind his swings as Gratien's, but he's quick. Can barely keep up, let alone reach. Hope you enjoy eternity in hell. You'll have plenty of time to reflect on your little lapse of judgment. Damn it. Can't let this bastard kill me when we're so close to succeeding. Need to keep my cool. Yes, he's got me beat in agility. But Gratian is a much more skilled swordsman than him. I can handle this. Sheer determination can only mask a lack of skill for so long, boy. Look at yourself. You're out of breath. The sword you're flailing around is getting heavier and heavier. Shut your mouth. I've hardly even broken a sweat. I swear to God, I will have your head. Huh. Lord Barnier, your escape has been secured, my lord. Seems our fun is over. Be grateful you're still breathing, cur. Hey, wait, we're not done yet. Well, I think he is, apparently. Get back here! God damn you! Made to go after him, but in an instant a wall of guards had formed between us. Traces of fear were visible in most of their eyes. Even exhausted as I was, I could probably have made it through. But before I could so much as consider attempting to give chase, I caught a glimpse of the girl limp and covered in gashes, causing me to come back to my senses. It's gotten into me. There's no point in going after him. The slaves have been freed and his valuables plundered. The plan was a huge success. What I should be concerned with now is getting myself out of here. Need to stay focused. I took a moment to survey the hall, reevaluate the situation. Things had progressed somewhat since I'd gotten in my head to go after the Lord. Many of the slaves were gone, and the guards were beginning to mobilize. They were better equipped, trained, and more fit than us, and we were, for the most part, fueled entirely by determination and righteous anger, which would only go so far in direct combat. Rashan was probably the only one on our side with any sort of real training. One man was not enough to win this fight, especially now that our main advantage, surprise, was exhausted. Hey, Jacopo, if you're all finished with the business, I'd really like to get the hell out of here. Maybe a badass, but I ain't a god. Right, yeah, sorry for the holdup. Before I regrouped with Gashien, I knelt before the girl. Hello, can you stand? Hello, can you hear me? I gently shook the girl by the shoulders, and the only response I got was a limp wag of her head. It's clear she was in no condition to walk. I still have to carry her, I thought, and made quick to pick her up. And I saw her face and gasped. Dear God, it's horrific. Unsettling marks covered the young girl's face. Primal repulsion was my first reaction, and shortly thereafter came overwhelming pity. Obviously, I had no way of knowing what kind of life the girl had led, but something told me it was far worse than any of the countless children who grew up in the slums struggling day after day. Hey, get moving, I ain't waiting around. I'm coming. Grabbed the girl's arms, wrapping them around my neck from behind, and climbed to my feet. I could feel her breath, faint though it was, on my ear. You hang in there. Then I broke into a dash, leaving the fading panic of the Great Hall behind. So bright. Light? Am I in heaven? God damn, she's surprisingly heavy for how little meat she has on her head. I mean, he was the one, so... What, you think she'd get lighter the harder you ran or something? Just ditch a stupid kid, she ain't long for this world anyway. Hell no, I'm not gonna let all that effort facing off against the Lord go to waste. And one stubborn son of a bitch, you know that? This is not heaven. Who are these people? Where am I going? I don't have the strength to think right now. Hey, don't go dying. You go dying on me back there. Please, I'm begging you. I'm so sleepy. Sleep, that sounds wonderful. How nice it would be to fall asleep on such a warm back. Well, I guess we saw part 1 then. And everyone survives? Unless that was the introduction to part 1. I have no idea. Probably safe here for the time being. So, what next? First I need to take her somewhere she can get some rest. You got nothing in that head of yours except that half-dead girl, do you, kid? I mean, at this rate, getting her help is probably good. A few years ago, you probably, What, you fall for her or something? Is that what gets your rocks off? Can you only get it up for the ugliest thing in the city? Not to mention, she can't be older than 10. I like to think of myself as open-minded, but that squicks me, man. Squick is not a word you encounter too often, but it is very appropriate. It is the correct word for the situation, but is not an everyday thing. Cool, another card sold. I did have a giant order before stream. Somebody actually bought 56 cards. Love to see it. I don't know why today was a big card sell day, but I did actually get all of the cards we opened yesterday listed. Still need to list all the Final Fantasy and the Aether Drift and a bunch of other stuff, but I got all the Cowboy cards listed. Some of those are sold. No, God, no, absolutely not. I'm merely concerned for her well-being. Right, of course you are. Well, everyone's got their kinks. can't be concerned about somebody who looks like they're on the brink of death without it being sexual? Swear to God. What I'm wanting to know is, what are you planning to do about all those slaves you just freed? They can't stay here. Not even a chance to defend myself. Right. My people are taking care of that. They've made arrangements with several slave traders who have agreed to transport them to other cities. After that, who knows? Say, set them free and then just abandon them? Obviously. Not some rich kid playing hero. I gave who knows how many people the opportunity to change their lives. I think I did a damn good work, if you ask me. Fair enough. Can't expect you to give them the world. Setting the slaves free wasn't even the main objective. You're more perceptive than you look. Damn straight. Anywho, I'm planning to stick around for a bit. You still owe me that night with a pretty lady. In that case, you should head down to the pub. You'll probably find some of my people there. The ones who weren't injured, at least. Aye, aye. As much as I'd like to take her to a real doctor, I'd probably do best not to show my face in the city proper so soon after making a mess of the Lord's manor. If one of his guards were to spot me, it would probably not end well. Which means she is my only hope. It's still afternoon. Not open till the evening. It's me, Maria. Let me in. Jacopo, you're alive! You have any idea how worried I was? I mean, fucking hell, I haven't slept in 2 weeks. Bet my life that I just woke you. Oh, shove it. It's the sentiment that counts. Anyway, I'm glad you're... Wait. The hell is that on your back? A corpse? She will be one soon if we don't do something. But for the time being, she's still alive. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop right there. I have about 1,000 things I want to say right now, but let's start with this. What exactly are you planning to do with her here? I mean, she looks like she got mauled by a fucking lion. I need to stay low for a while. I can't risk showing my face in the city, so I was wondering if you wouldn't mind letting her stay here for a while. Excuse me? Let her stay here. And if you look after her while she's here, I would appreciate it. No. Stop. Time out. Not doing anything without an explanation. First of all, who is she? What the hell happened to her? The Lord was torturing her. I rescued her during the revolt. Okay, keep going. That's all there is to it. It's a pretty pathetic explanation. I'm telling you, that's all there is to it. What more do you want from me? So you're telling me you infiltrated the Lord's manor to swipe a half-dead little girl you've never even met before? You couldn't have gone for, oh, I don't know, something worth actual money? She's just skin and bones, and God knows if those wounds will ever heal. Though, if she's pretty enough, we might be able to put her to work, I guess. Let me get a quick look at... I have no words. I can't. Excuse me. Please, Maria. The longer we stand here, the closer she gets to death. And once she recovers, if she even does, what then? How does she pay for her food? Because she sure as shit can't work here. I'm not sure there's much work she even can do. We're a business, not a charity. If I'm going to be putting my time and money into looking after her, I need something in return. And she doesn't look like she'll be able to offer much of anything. Can offer some financial assistance. We plundered a decent amount of valuables from the Lord's treasury. Even after we divide everything up, my share should be enough to support her for some time. I don't get it. Why do you care so much? Do you expect me to just leave her to die? I wouldn't be able to live with myself knowing that I could have done something to prevent it. I swear to God, does anyone have a damned heart? Because everyone sure seems hell-bent on letting her die. Whoa, relax, chill. You lived here long enough, Jacopo. You should know as well as anyone that morals and good intentions aren't enough to help anyone. I don't care. I want to help her. She can't be any older than 10, and her face could very well still heal. Couldn't stand to see her life end like this. Abused and tortured by a madman. It's downright cruel. She deserves better. She deserves to know the world's not all hell and misery. Oh, fine. You win. I surrender. No better than anyone, there's no changing your mind once you're set on something. God, you can be such a hothead sometimes. So will you help? Well, it's not like anyone else is going to. Now, whether she makes it or not is a question of how much that scrawny body of hers is determined to hold on. So what are you waiting for? Bring her on in. Thank you, Maria. I really appreciate it. Cut it out with the mushy crap. You're gonna make me spew. Please, just stick to your usual snippy bitch act. Gonna get her bath going. Give me a hand. I don't know how good a bath is with open wounds, but maybe they've closed by now. She should be able to get some rest here. Hardly anyone comes back here, even during business hours. I have to say, though, even cleaned up, she's a damn mess. People say the Lord's a twisted bastard, but this is way worse than I imagined. Who would do this to such a young girl? Now, and for the record, I checked, and she's still a chast, if you would. Good to know the Lord's not that fucked up, I guess. Thank goodness for small blessings. Honestly, I feel like that would be the least of her worries at this rate. I mean, I guess it's good. Well, like, when you're being cut and bled dry, at some point, perspective, I guess, I don't know. That's true. She probably means, like, the ability to just, like, get a washcloth and, like, clean her up a bit. Not that preserving her virginity is a whole lot of comfort compared to what he did do. Yeah, that. Marie, show a little common decency, would you? Telling a whore to be decent is like telling a cat to bark. She does get the best lines in the game. Hard stop. Well, start barking, goddammit. Why do you even think I need to know whether she's chaste or not? I checked, so I figured I'd mention it. Keep it to yourself! You know, for someone who spent so much time in a whorehouse, you sure are easily embarrassed. Huh? What was that? Oh, nothing. Besides, the only reason I'm here so much is to help out with the business side of things, not to make use of the facilities. So you did hear me! Hey, Maria. Oh, is she coming too? Hey there, how you feeling? Can you see me? Got some warm water if you're up to drinking anything. Still too weak to move on your own, it looks like. It's alright, hang on. I'll go grab it and help you out. Oh, Lord. Sounds like she just said something. With thy mercy, cut off mine enemies. Huh? Enemies? All of them that afflict my soul. Hello? You okay in there? I am thy servant, O Lord. It's okay. He's not here. We escaped. He can't hurt you anymore. Thy mercy. It's okay. Destroy all of them. Hey, Jacopo? Not to be indecent, but I think she might be beyond repair, and not just physically. I need to jump to conclusions. She could simply be disoriented. You're safe. There are no enemies here. No need to be afraid. You'll be feeling better in no time. You just need some rest. The human body is incredibly adept at repairing itself. I'll have some ointment for you soon, too. Yo, what? Ointment? How are you expected to pay for... Don't interrupt me, Maria. Christ. Just hang in there a little longer. You'll be all better before you know it. If there's anything you need or want, don't hesitate to ask. I'll get you anything within reason. I guess I'll still be a bit before you can talk much, huh? Maria, I need to drop by the pub for a bit. I'll get some ointment on my way. Butterfly. Huh? Butterfly brooch. Gone. Butterfly brooch? What's she talking about? Is she seeing things or something? Perhaps, or maybe the Lord took it from her. My treasure. Alright, I'll see if I can find it while I'm out. If it's something the Lord took from you, there's a chance it might be in the stuff we looted from his manor. I'll be back later today. You get some rest, okay? Look after her while I'm gone, would you, Maria? I already agreed, so it's not like I can say no. Just remember, I got work to do, so I can't be with her every waking moment. A room, a warm blanket, and you checking in on her every once in a while is more than enough. Thank you. Anyway, I'll be back. Ciao. Hey, Jacopo? Yeah? Don't get in over your head, okay? I won't. I feel like it is long past that point. I feel like he was in over his head when he decided to start a slave revolt at the Lord's manor. It's a little a little late. The fact that he walked out of there alive is already a lot. Then I charged in, my trusty blade held high, cutting off Barnier's last escape route. The poor bastard straight up and pissed himself, begging and crying for his life. You were never even in the same room as him, you lying scoundrel. It ain't the details, but the spirit what matters, and I had enough spirit in me to bring the Lord himself to his knees. Forget this worthless twit. I took out 10, no, 20 guards all by myself. The scar on my back is a trophy, proof of my valiant exploits in battle. I think all the yelling opened the wound again. One thing a scar on your back proves is that you turned tail and ran, you little chicken shit. You tell him. Well, certainly looks like they were enjoying themselves. Perhaps a little too much, going by how many seem to have drunk themselves comatose. Not that I don't understand wanting to celebrate. Last, you graced us with your presence. Where the hell you been? We've been waiting. Word is he made a mad dash for the whorehouse as soon as he got back. I see how it is. You'd rather celebrate with a her than us. Must be nice putting prostitutes before your comrades at arms. You know what they say, hoes before bros. I'm not putting anyone before anyone. An old friend of mine works there, nothing more. No need to be bashful. You can make it up by getting your butt over here and drinking with us. You're the star of the show after all. The what? You were the one who infiltrated the Lord's manor. Today wouldn't have been possible without you. Did good work, and everyone here knows it. For the record, I was going to do it myself, but I decided to let you have the honor. Could have rallied the slaves together in half the time it took you. Tell that to the scar on your back, chicken shit. You tell him. I see risking your lives hasn't made you three any less unruly. But I'm glad you all made it out alive, truly. On that note, do we have any idea what the casualty numbers look like? Bunch of wounded, nobody dead. Good fortune was on our side. Raw, unmatched skill, you mean? With a trifecta of terror. A trifecta of twats, more like it. The only reason you and your band made it out unscathed is because we slaves were on the front lines. You have any idea how many we lost? Gratian! Hello again. You're looking surprisingly sober. Not drinking, huh? Just finished my first cask, actually. Let me tell you, these guys are damned lightweights. Hardly even put up a fight. So the pile of bodies in the corner is Gratien's doing, then. What on earth is his stomach made of? So boys, if you really think you're such hot shit, then how about you show me what you're made of? Let's drink. See if you live up to that trifecta of tarts or whatever the hell it was. Well, we actually, we want to take our time drinking, you know, enjoy ourselves. Over yonder. Yeah, the wound on my back hurts if I drink too much, besides. You tell him. Godspeed, Jacopo. Wait, get back here. God damn it. Bunch of pussies. You won't run on me now, will you, kid? Still have things to take care of. I have to find somewhere to get some ointment. I'm looking for a missing butterfly brooch as well. Brooch? You mean this thing? Yes, that must be it. The girl says it belongs to her. Could I have it so I can give it back? I don't know. I am the one who found it. There's plenty more in the loot pile. What do you care about a worthless scrap of metal? I think it looks pretty cute on me, to be honest. What a load of bull. Fine, I'll bite. What do you want for it? Glad you asked. Beat me in a drinking contest and it's all yours. Excuse me? Beat you? You went through an entire cask. Wow, we haven't even started and you're already admitting defeat? The star of the show, you sure are a wuss. Guess I shouldn't be surprised. The revolt never would have happened without me. Soon everyone will know who the real star of today was. Yours truly. Fine. You're so desperate for a playmate, I'm down for your little game. But let me tell you, hold my liquor quite well, thank you very much. I'll wipe that smug grin off your face and shove it in a barrel full of your own vomit. That's the fucking spirit. That prissy face of yours will be licking the chamber pot when I'm done with you. Hey, fellas, Gratian and Jacopo are having a drinking contest. Gratian? Who the hell's that? Do we have a Gratian? Right over there, the big fella. He helped with the revolt, used to be a gladiator. Gladiator, those still exist? Put my money on Gratian. Bloody traitor, Jacopo's been with us from the very beginning. I'm betting on him. Looks like we've drawn quite the crowd. Got yourself an impressive little fan club, kid. You've been in the slums as long as I have, you get to know pretty much everyone. More to humiliate you in front of. Right then, the rules are simple. Whoever stays conscious longest wins. Though I doubt it'll be much of a contest. Yeah, you just keep pretending you have a chance. The truth will hit you soon enough. Count of 3. 3! Of course. What's the matter, kid? You're looking a little sluggish, and this is only... glass 4. This is very epic drinking battle music. Look at you, your eyes are going bloodshot. You're all talk after all. Keep telling yourself that. Hey, booze wench, keep them coming. Final boss of alcohol. Yes, Gracien is the final boss of alcohol. Do this for hours. More, fill her up. I was quicker than you that time. Ugh, you're better than you look. Don't forget, I got a full cask on you. You're running with a handicap. I'm not the one who challenged you. You're just making excuses when I beat your ass. How many does this make? 10? 20? I've lost count. Throwing in the towel, are you? Sheesh, what did I tell you? Step aside, kid. This is a man's world. Are you even hearing yourself? Ugh. Shut your stupid, fishy face, kid. Never liked you. Not for 1 second. What? Resorting to childish insults now, are we? I was planning to start a revolt long before you ever show up. And you came marching in, took all the glory for yourself. Fucking, who do you even think you are? Were you now? Well, I'll have you know, I never liked you either. Ugh. You think that just because you can swing a sword around like a big ape that makes you better than everyone? What the frick did you just friggin' say about me, you little punk? You wanna go, eh? You wanna go? If you wanna go, take another drink. Isn't that what we're doing this for, huh? Oh, fuck, that's right. Fill us up again, wench. World is spinning. All you got? Face as red as a baboon's ass. I have pails of fucking clothes. I'm around. I'll crush you. You can try. Excuse me, what? What's your problem? Booze. Where's the booze? Please don't be angry with me, but we're all out of everything. You're white? And Coke and more. This is the only pub in town. I have. Everyone's out. Everywhere. So, is it wrong? Anticlimactic. Seriously, what a low bull. He just fell over. He's just sleeping. God, maybe the rowdiest man I've ever met. Is he going to be okay? That looked like it really hurt. Leave him be. He'll wake up when he needs to piss. Probably. You know, in hindsight, you'd best just get a mop ready early. And on that note, I'll be taking the latrine. Yeah. Well, they sure celebrated. Maria, it's almost time to open up. Gotcha. I'll be out in a sec. You get some rest, hear me? I gotta run for a bit, but you shouldn't have to worry about anyone coming back here. There's an urn filled with water in the mess hall if you get thirsty. You can't hear what I'm saying, can you? Well, night. I entreat you to think long and hard about your actions. She's alive. Always a plus. Welcome, daughter of God. You'll be performing miracles for me now. A man stood before me. There were several young girls in the room. They looked like prostitutes. Some of them might have been boys. The man's clothes were beautiful. His jewelry glimmered in the light. His eyes glimmered too, but with madness, not beauty. He was the lord of the land. I'd been taken from my home, and now I was kneeling before the Lord. And if you cooperate, I can guarantee you'll live more than comfortably. That couldn't be more of a lie. I looked up at the Lord sternly. He was a scary man, but I couldn't let fear stand in my way. I was the daughter of God, his beloved servant on this earth. I had to act according to his will. Miracles are not something to be performed for one single person's benefit. What? Miracles are not magic or parlor tricks. They are a precious gift granted to me by my Father in heaven. Using his power for personal gratification is a grave sin. I will do no such thing. I entreat you to think long and hard about your actions. Do away with such selfish desires and dedicate yourself to helping the people. The power you have been given was bestowed upon you by the hand of God. It's not your power. He is merely allowing you to make use of it for a short time. Pride is a sin. Please consider how you conduct yourself. You're an ignorant, insolent child, aren't you? I bought you. You are my property. You have no right to an opinion. It's not my opinion. It's the way of the world as God. Silence! You're not here to talk. You're here to perform miracles for me and my guests. The Lord glared angrily down at me. I gulped, biting my lip to keep it from trembling. I steeled myself, fought down every urge to look away. As I've already told you, I will do no such thing. But the Lord would not hear it. With a sickening laugh, he took a step towards me. What you will or will not do is my decision, not yours. No, get your hands off. He grabbed me by the hair and threw me to the hard floor. It seems you need someone to show you your place, child. Excuse me. Damn, what, the hiccups tonight. Stop. You are my property. You are to do as I say. You are not to talk back or criticize. And you are to give everything to me. Your life, your body, your soul, your love. Every last thing.
Hey, you want pizza?
Your pizza. My love and my soul are for my Father only, for God. I am no man's property. You can call yourself whatever you want. You still feel pain like everyone else. You still scream. What's a little scratch in the arm anyway? How many times have you cut yourself performing miracles, saint? Surely you're accustomed to the pain by now. Now, for the first taste of your so-called miracle blood. I imagine it must be truly exquisite if what they say about you is to be believed, that your birth brought an end to a terrible drought. No. Yes, give unto me your blessing, saint. Please, I beg of you, don't do this. I'm begging you, please. He sounds like a sane and reasonable person who will listen to the heartfelt pleas of, like, a child. My blood was meant for the sick, the poor, the suffering. And miracles were meant for those who needed them. Yeah, totally. Yeah, very sane. Is this another of your trials for me, Father? People, there are so many people. They're looking at me and laughing. Well, well, good morning, daughter of God. I hope you slept well. What's going on? What are all these people doing here? As I told you, you're here to perform miracles for me and my guests. No. I tried to twist away, but a jolt of pain ran up my arms. Looking down, I saw heavy shackles around my wrists. I was sitting atop a white sheet on what looked like an altar, and I was naked. No, why am I... Now, surely you, the daughter of God herself, are not ashamed of the body your father gave you, now are you? You're not some lowly peasant girl, you're above shame, aren't you? What do you think you're doing? This is an act of blasphemy. The Lord pressed his hand against my mouth, bringing his face in just inches away from mine. I would encourage you to not insult my guests, saint. Your job is to provide them with your blood, not to give sermons. He placed a knife against my neck. Intense pain jolted through my body. No tears. Now that's a good girl. It simply wouldn't be the same if you cried and blubbered like a lowly slave or a whore. Dignified and saintly, that's what I need you to be. The Lord brought a goblet up to my neck, filling it with the blood flowing from the gash. He raised it high into the air. Cheers, a saint's blood and good fortune to all. And then started passing it around to his guests. Staring hazily out into the crowd, I prayed that someone might speak up, might proclaim this to be the terrible affront against the Lord that it was, might declare that I should be set free. Someone, anyone, would speak against the Lord. What a wonderfully curious item you found yourself with, Lord Barnier. Indeed, you never failed to surprise, my lord. But his wealthy companions had no objections. In fact, they were quite pleased, smiling and laughing with teeth bared. Most of them looked like they'd never gone a day in their lives without a proper meal, and all of them were wearing masks to hide their faces. An unholy Sabbath. A filthy, perverse blood Sabbath. My consciousness began slipping away, not from pain, but despair. Also blood loss. I couldn't bear the sight of them, these men and women who didn't fear God, reveling in depravity. They were monsters dressed in fancy clothing. Or perhaps they were demons taking the form of humans. And these were the gates of hell. The Lord held such banquets on a regular basis, and every time he did, he drained me of my blood. Before long, my body was covered in scars and gashes. I could hardly even bear to look at my own arms and legs. In some places I was purple and swollen, in others my skin seemed to curl back to reveal the raw pink flesh beneath. Everywhere I was wet and slick with blood. The wounds were far worse, far more hideous than any I had given myself to help the people in my village. It was gut-wrenching, repulsive. The Lord sometimes had trouble deciding where to cut, but not out of any sense of sympathy for me. He simply thought that drawing blood from an untouched area of my body would make it more effective. Perhaps I'll use your stomach today, Saint. I should be able to get some nice pure blood from there. At that point in time, I hadn't been completely stripped of my willpower quite yet. Because my physical restraints prevented me from fighting back, I put all my energy into ensuring my spirit did not yield to him. Stop this. Can you not comprehend that what you're doing is an affront to the Lord? I'm free to do what I wish with my property. Saint or not, you are no different than any of my slaves. The Lord is greatly displeased with your actions. Then use your miracle powers to deliver divine punishment on me. Go on. You can do that, can't you? Your soul will be punished. You may not see the effects now, but you will pay for your sins one day. You're not as threatening as you think you are, buck naked girl. Don't give me that look, girl. I have no interest in taking that from you. You'd be lucky to find anyone willing to lay with a girl covered in disgusting scars. Well, I almost forgot. You need to eat too, don't you, daughter of God? Yeah, we did. But now we have a face to it. Told consuming meat increases the amount of blood your body produces. So I've acquired some special exotic meat just for you. I don't want your meat. Now, don't be difficult. I can't have you running out of blood on me, so you will eat this meat, even if I have to force it down that tiny throat of yours. Yeah, the blood goblet, too. Slave boy, get in here. Bring the saint her supper. Hurry up, you worthless worm. My apologies for keeping you waiting, my lord. You dare drop food before your lord, cur. You've ruined my robes. Are you incapable of even carrying a damned plate across the room? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Stop it, please. Does he really deserve to be hit for that? A slave's sole purpose in life is to serve their master. A slave who cannot follow simple orders deserves whatever punishment I decide they deserve, Saint. Please have mercy. Don't kill me too. I beg of you. Alright, then this is how we'll handle it. If you eat the meat, Saint, I'll turn a blind eye to the boy's mistake. Okay, I'll do it. I'll eat the meat. However much you want, I'll eat it. So please, do not raise your hand against the boy any further. I'm sure he's a man of his word. He seems it. Truly trustworthy. Very well. With a satisfied smirk, the Lord returned the fallen meat to the plate and set it before me. I was gagged at the stench. It didn't appear to be spoiled, but nonetheless it was indescribably unpleasant. In no small part, I imagine, because it was raw. I can't do raw meat. I don't want to. Thankfully, since I already don't like fish, raw fish is out of the question. But at least that I kinda get that people like, but I could not do any raw meat. I don't even really like rare steaks or burgers. Not that I want it burnt to like a crisp or anything, but the closer it is to rare, the less I want it. Couldn't do it. Doesn't matter how rare or how fresh, how high quality. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. And wouldn't want to. To me, for me, that would just be a waste of good meat. If I had fresh, high quality meat, I would want to make like a burger or something out of it. No? Sandwich meat is definitely not raw. Not at all. Like, sandwich meat is cooked. I assure you. I absolutely assure you. As somebody who spent several years selling deli meats, I can promise you that meat is cooked. It is definitely, you know, processed meat. But part of that process is cooking. Like, absolutely part of that process is cooking. So, you know. Look, this is the same person that fully admits to eating just slices of American cheese, being like, no, wouldn't even think about raw meat. And I know there are some people who do, and like, the better for you. If that's your thing, cool. I'm talking about me. I couldn't do it. Could not at all do it. I couldn't. I think no part of the flavor, texture, anything of that sounds like something I would want. I don't even like handling raw meat. Like, anytime I have to handle like raw eggs or raw meat, I wash my hands so often. Like, I don't even like touching it. I was about to say one of the few like meats that doesn't really bother me, but I was about to be like, it's cooked. Like, I have no problem handling like smoked sausage, like the packaged stuff, but that's already pre-cooked. All you're doing is really heating it up, giving it a bit of a char, but it is absolutely already cooked. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'd like the fish texture either, but again, I'm biased on that one. That I get. That's different, you know. There's many problems I would have with just eating raw meat. And thankfully, like, look, if we're talking a pure survival thing, even then I don't think that would be a good idea. I don't think I would go for meat unless I had some sort of way to cook it in a pure survival setting. Because if you're talking pure survival, you're not talking fresh quality stuff. You're talking probably something you caught in a trap, riddled with parasites, you know. Yeah, no. Cooked meat. That's what I will do. Cooked meat. In no small part, I imagine, because it was raw. Yeah, okay. What's the matter? You said you would eat. Or was that simply a lie to stay my hand? Daughter of God. I'll eat it. My hands were still shackled, so I had no choice but to bend forward and take a piece into my mouth like a wild animal. I tried to clear my mind, to not think about what I was doing, how I must have looked. On the plus side, it's hard to get more blood on you. It's not really like possible. Yeah, I have no interest in liver either. Holy saint of the Lord, unclothed and in chains, gnawing at raw meat like a stray dog. Miserable, disgraceful. It smells so bad. I've never tasted anything like this before. Why? What? Why? What did he do? Oh. Well, that's fucked up. Not surprising, but fucked up. Slave boy still on the floor from the Lord's beating was looking over at me with vacant eyes. Or rather, at the meat. No. Oh, you wouldn't. Listen, Sid. You didn't deserve this. No, I would never. I couldn't. No. Yeah. Well, is the meat not to your liking then, Saint? Hear that, slave? The Saint says your brother tastes so bad it makes her wretch. Jeez. The level of just messed up evil this guy is. No, I didn't know. Ah, but you didn't keep your word now, did you? Listen up, boy. It's the dungeon for you. No, please, no, please, no. Guards, someone shut this worm up and toss him in the dungeon. Well, it's mad. Everyone's completely mad. How can a man like him, a man so twisted and cruel, exist on God's earth? Because he has money and power, and no one is going to stop him. Someone, please, get me out of here. Take me away from this place. Anyone. Oh, Father who art in heaven, I pray for you to lead me into deliverance. Father, your trials, they are much too great. Yeah. I feel like my brain's being pickled in booze. My head's pounding. Throwing it all back up helped a bit, but tomorrow's going to be absolute hell. You're great as always, darling. So what do you say we continue this somewhere a little more private? So sweet of you to offer, but like I told you last time and the time before, I can't. It's against the rules. And now, we both know the other girl's already having some extra fun on the side. If you ask me, I think we'd make good lovers. Because we sure make good love. You know, to tell you the truth, I do kind of like you. Wow, then you're missing one very important thing I require of all my lovers. Well, what is it? What am I missing? Money. Once you got a treasury I can swim in, then we can talk. It's Scrooge McDuck or it's nothing. Yeah, this is, these are not short, clearly. I got all. Till then, we keep it strictly business. You really are a cold-hearted bitch. Fine, whatever. See you again. God, you really are a bitch. Be back in like a week. Hate to have sex with you again. And a wonderful evening to you too, sir. Fucking man, I swear. You act friendly for 10 minutes and I think you want to get hitched. I imagine you were acting a little more than friendly, but it was a business transaction. It seems like a very pleasant man. Jacopo, oh god, don't tell me you saw that! I did. Sorry. It's no big deal. No skin off my back. Also, holy hell, how much did you drink? Literally the town. Half the town. Literally half the town. You smell like you've brought the whole pub back with you. More than one pub. Wasn't my decision. I wasn't planning on drinking at all. Really now? Well, not that it matters. So, quick question for you, Jacopo. Want to be lovers? Excuse me? Whoa, chill, man. Tone it down like 10 notches, would you? But where did that come from? Do you really? I never realized you felt that way about. Like, hell I do, dipshit. Harsh words. It's just, I'm tired of going through the same routine over and over and over again. It never stops, no matter how many I turn down. So I figure if people think I've already got someone, it may lose me a few clients, but it'll also mean spending less time dealing with guys like him. You're more than welcome to use my name if you think it'll help. Are you sure that's what you want, though? What? What do you mean, am I sure? I just mean, it could come back to bite you when you find someone you actually love. Someone I actually love, huh? Yeah, can't see that happening. Ever. Still young. Who knows what the future may hold? Just got a gut feeling. Oh? Yeah, something deep down tells me love just ain't for me. Can't imagine myself ever feeling that way about anyone. Not something I want either. It doesn't interest me at all. Never really wanted kids or a family. Hell, even the idea kind of grosses me out, honestly. Not sure why, or if there even is a reason. It's not like something happened to make me this way, or one day I decided, nope, ain't happening. All that shit just ain't for me, plain and simple. You know, sometimes a couple of the girls come to me and say, you should find yourself a nice man, Maria. I know they mean well, but it's frustrating. I don't want to deal with it. I mean, I mostly tune that kind of talk out automatically now, but still. Oh, jeez, I'm sorry. I just needed to get that off my chest. Think that makes me weird? No, not at all. I think everything else makes you weird. I feel like that's just what he would say. I don't think love is inherently bad or anything. That's what makes someone happy, more power to them. I won't deny you're a unique woman. Pretty clothes and jewelry don't faze you. And you don't thrive on gossip and drama like many girls I know. You've always been this way for as long as I've known you. You are who you are, and that's perfectly fine. It doesn't bother me in the slightest, and how interested you are in finding love isn't going to change how I treat you. Thanks, Jacopo. You're a good guy and a good friend. No problem. I'm glad you feel that way. I like what we have. I like it a lot. You, me, friends. Whatever's between our legs, be damned. And I hope it can stay that way, even if everyone else wants to give us shit for it. Of course it will. I have total confidence in our friendship and that it can continue to grow over the years. Me being a man and you being a woman has no bearing on any of that. Man, I gotta say, you actually speaking your mind instead of putting on airs kind of gives me the creeps. Well, if that's how you're gonna be, see if I ever do it again. Anyway, I suppose your uniqueness is what allows you to believe so strongly in friendship. Your, how should I put it? Complete and utter inability to comprehend love? To put it bluntly, yes. Guess that's one benefit to me being a weirdo then. I get to have you as a friend. So it is. Although in that sense, I'm not much different than her. Never had romantic feelings for anyone either. So, hey. I know I said this like a couple hours ago or whatever, but seriously. Please try not to get in over your head, okay? Pretty damn content with the way things are. I mean, sure, I'm poor, and sure, I'm a whore, and living into old age is probably out of the question, but I think that's a pretty solid balance all told. Got me a good friend. I work with some great gals. Life ain't half bad. I enjoy it, with all its ups and downs. Also, I haven't saved in a long while. Yeah, he's done nothing but get in over his head the entire prologue. Also, you know, a reminder of how this ends in another life. Casually. Not that he would in this life, but I can kind of see how if, like, he betrayed her to a massive, like, the level he betrays her and her family in that life, how she could take all these positive feelings and it would go a bit south and she would probably just shoot him. Yes, but in this life it was because he had become like a tyrant from their point of view. Not because still I guess because he betrayed them from their point of view. Still. It's a hell of a lot better than here at the orphanage. What more could I possibly ask for? What we got is good, isn't it? I'd like to check in on the girl if that's not a problem. I managed to get my hands on some ointment. Yeah, sure. Sorry, didn't mean to talk your ear off like that. It's fine. Oh, and I also found the butterfly brooch he was asking about. Oh, nice. She'll be happy to see that, I imagine. Any change in her condition while I was out? Nope, she's just been sleeping. Yeah, let me walk you to her room. Thanks. Sorry, Maria. You may be content with the way things are, but I'm not. I want to go out into the world one day, prove myself. Tired of being sneered at and told I'm worthless, inferior. She's sleeping so soundly, part of me wonders if she'll ever wake up. Anyway, room's all yours. I gotta get back to work. Alright, thanks. Take care of yourself out there. Man, I've been at this for years. You don't have to worry about me. I guess now's as good a time as any to apply the ointment. Are you okay? Yeah, presumably the whole flashback we saw was her, what she's seeing in her dreams at this point. No, please don't. I'm begging you. Help. Hey, what's... Suddenly the girl began writhing on the bed and clasping at her chest. Half panicked, I reached out for her. When I realized her eyes were wide open, they were pale gold and stared straight through me. Now that doesn't quite capture it. I felt almost as though I had just been skewered with a spear. They looked horribly out of place on her disfigured face. The dark patches of flesh, in fact, seemed to accentuate her eyes, the contrast giving them a curious sort of magnetism. Unwavering resolve and fragility, benevolence and seething madness. No, it probably can't, but they were enchanting and also overwhelmingly inhuman. Perhaps their otherworldly beauty was in some way a result of her being in shambles physically and mentally. Like she was standing on the precipice, majestic wings spread wide as she prepared to embark on a journey back to heaven. Not on my watch, you're not. You put those damn wings away. Hold on, I'll go get some water. But hey! As I tried to step away from where she lay, the girl abruptly lurched forward and chomped down on my arm. Ah, shit! Get off me! Calm down. I'm not your enemy. Ah! Her teeth clenched down on my arm, ripping into my flesh with a force I never imagined the girl capable of. I was afraid she might take a good chunk of it with her. That said, I could have easily knocked her away. She was an emaciated child, and myself a relatively healthy adult man. Hey! Which is precisely why I didn't. As the girl growled and gnawed at me like a rabid dog, I forced myself to make a smile and let her have at me. If that's what it takes to placate you, then my arm's all yours. Bite it, chew it, or claw it, rip it off, whatever you want. A few years back, there was a stray cat not far from where I lived. It was always hissing and biting anyone that got near it, but after a while, when it realized we meant it no harm, it stopped all that. Calmed down. Humans are the same way. Just big animals. That said, this really does hurt like a son of a bitch. After some time, she finally released my arm, taking a deep breath and pulling away. Then she seemed to roll her tongue around inside her mouth, as though trying to clean it. And once she was done with that, she began surveying the room with her pale gold eyes. They weren't the feral, glimmering eyes of an animal anymore, but clear and lucid. Human. Looks like you finally calmed down. Ah. Let go of me. What? Whoa, 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 I'm not gonna hurt. Let go, get your hands off me, please. Okay, no need to shout. I won't touch you without permission. I won't do anything to make you uncomfortable. Let's try this again. Have you calmed down? Though she still seemed to be disoriented, she gave me a nod. Okay, good. Actual communication. Progress. Yeah, we only ever saw the bad sides of him. Where am I? She doesn't seem to remember our escape from the Lord's Manor. Not that that surprises me. She spoke in a hushed half-whisper, her voice much more restrained than other girls her age. Her fur had subdued, turning her soft-spoken and aloof. Considering everything she had been through, finding herself now in an unfamiliar room with a stranger, it was a natural response. But still it seemed unbefitting. This is, well... Would she even know what a brothel is? And if she did, would telling her that go over well? It's kind of like my home, I guess you could say. I hear strange voices. Women, they sound like they're moaning. The floor is creaking. Yeah, sure is. Well, crap. Gotten so used to it, I just tune it all out automatically. But she's right. You can definitely hear voices through the walls. No talking way out of that. This is your home, you said? So you host terrible banquets as well? What? Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't jump to conclusions. I'm sorry I lied. This isn't my home. Just wasn't sure I could explain it in a way you would understand. We're in a brothel. Do you know what that is? It's where, a bunch of women called prostitutes get together and sell sad men happiness. I know what a prostitute is. Oh, do you? surprised. You're a little young for that. They are unclean. They disobey my father's teachings. What? God says fornication is a sin. All who indulge in worldly pleasure defile themselves and shall be cast down into hell. If that was true, there'd be no more humans. So, you know, just saying. Why am I in a brothel? Yes, this is the only place I knew that would look after you. But don't you worry, I have a good friend here. You can trust her. She'll take good care of you. So, you sold me to a whorehouse. Excuse me? You mean to defile me further, to make me into a harlot? Whoa, whoa, slow down. This is why I lied to you originally, because I figured you'd assume that. I never said that, and no, that's not why I brought you here. Liar. First off, you'd never... You're a liar. You mean to force me to defy the teachings of my father. Take me back to the Lord's What? Look, even if that was his plan, I would argue she is still considerably better here. It's also not his plan, obviously. But, like, I would still argue this is the preferred outcome. And it ain't a great outcome, but if we're going by what she assumes, I would still say better. Are you out of your mind? I'd rather be there than here. He's a terrible, cruel, evil man. But at least he let me keep my chastity. So take me back to him. Okay, stop. Not another goddamn word. You want me to take you back to the Lord's manor? Like hell. Do you have any idea what I went through to get you out of there? And then there's Maria, who's been caring for you while I was out. We're helping you. Everything we've done has been to help you. Then you say you want to go back to getting sliced up by that sick bastard? Are you insane? Please, don't shout. Sorry. I'm begging you, just let me have my chastity. Are you kidding me? I must remain pure. I cannot return to my father's side when I pass on if my soul has been tarnished. Oh, for the love. How many times do I have to tell you? I have no intention of making you into a prostitute. Besides, even if I did, you couldn't get any work looking like that. What do you mean? Hold on. I'll get a mirror. It'll be quicker for you to see for yourself. I grabbed one of the prostitute's hand mirrors and passed it to the girl, which she hesitantly accepted. She seemed less concerned about the mirror itself and more just wary that I might do something to her. Slowly, she turned her gaze towards the reflective surface. It was generally difficult to gauge her expression through the patches of darkness and festering flesh, but the look of horror that spread across her face was clear as day. What? Why? How? What are these terrible marks? He never cut my face, so why? Take that to mean she didn't always have the marks on her face then. Is this something the Lord did to her? Well, she just said he didn't cut her there, didn't she? It's hard to make out her muttering. God, I feel like an asshole. If I'd known she would take it so badly, I would have just kept my damn mouth shut. Now do you understand? You can't be a prostitute. I can only imagine how awful it must be to find your faces covered in scars, especially for a girl your age, but don't let it get you too down. They could very well still heal. Me? Huh? Would you please kill me? What? Why the hell would I? Taking one's own life is a sin, so I need you to do it for me. Oh, for the love of... Did you forget everything I just said? I saved your life, and now you're asking me to kill you? What the hell's wrong with you? I wish to return to my father's side. Okay, listen real carefully. Yeah, your life kind of sucks right now. I get that. We all have times where we'd rather be dead. But you can't just give up. Persevere, and good fortune will eventually find you. Live on, and you'll eventually have a chance to get your payback. Things may be bad now, but you're still just a child. You have so much opportunity to make things better. So don't you ask me to kill you again. You'll just get the same answer. I won't do it. End of story. Hello? Say something. So you're giving me the silent treatment. Anyway, I brought some ointment like I said I would. Give me your arm, I'll apply it. No. So she'll talk to me to shut me down, but that's it? I wish to be alone. I'll leave if that's what you want, but don't you go dying on me. I will not take my own life. It is a sin. Some bizarre logic, but if that's what it takes to keep you from killing yourself, I'll take it. Well, I'll be off then. The ointment's right here. I'd appreciate it if you actually used it. I'll see you. Oh wait, I almost forgot. I found your butterfly brooch. This is it, right? Ah. I'll leave it here with the ointment. And now I'm off for real. I'll check in on you again tomorrow. Oh, they clarified a woodwalk. That's reasonable. That was a lot more work than I expected. Oh, look who it is. All done with your little visit. Yeah, all done. Same with you, I take it. Yep, just a little bit ago. God, you would not believe that last guy. He was so rough, I thought he was going to tear me a third hole. Is that so? Not sure I'm supposed to react to that information. So, any news, or did she just sleep the whole time? No, she woke up. We even spoke, if briefly. Well, shit, that's great news. That's debatable. Oh, what happened? Your big sis is all ears. Except I'm older than you. We're not related either. Huh. I didn't figure her life was all rainbows and sunshine. So what, you wanting to look after her? Because let me tell you, it'll be hard, thankless work. I made that choice when I rescued her from the Lord's Manor. I'd at least like to take care of her until she's able to support herself to some degree. Well, I'll do what I can to help too. We can spare a room for her here as long as she needs. I appreciate it. She seems far too wary of me to stay with me. You were planning on taking that poor innocent girl to live with you? Man, I thought you had standards. No, for the love of God, no, I would never. The reaction is never going to get old. Anyway, pretty strange marks she's got on her face, huh? Any idea what they might be? There was a girl who used to work here a while back. One day she woke up, she was covered in warts. Well, warts? What does that have to do with this? Chill, I'm getting to that. Me and the other girls, we thought one of her clients had given her something. Not uncommon in this line of work. Never seen anything like it before, but we just assumed it was some kind of rare disease. Not long after she quit, and well, to tell you the truth, figured she'd turn up dead in a ditch somewhere. But she got lucky, and a family in a better part of town took her in, let her work for them as a maidservant or whatever. When I ran into her a few years later, all the warts were gone. First, I assumed the disease had just run its course, but as I talked to her, I started to think that wasn't it. Oh? Apparently, some of her clients at the brothel used to harass her real bad. It even goes as far as chasing her around the slums. She wasn't a particularly tough girl, so it did a real number on her psychologically and emotionally. But she told me as soon as she got out of it, it all stopped. The warts just went away, poof. So my guess is, sometimes people's emotional states can have physical consequences. Yeah. Do you think the marks on the girl's face are the same thing? I mean, if emotional scars can leave physical scars, she's sure got enough of them. Yep. The Lord tortured her so bad, he busted her up mentally and emotionally on top of everything else, and that's what we're seeing with her face. I mean, they did literally show up when she finally cracked and asked the Lord to hurt people. And that's gotta be an emotional breaking point for somebody who considers themselves a saint. So it tracks that it could just be emotional. Still not entirely ruling out leprosy, but it would also track if it was just pure fucked up emotional damage manifesting. I mean, I could be completely wrong too. For all we know, the Lord did cut her face up and she just doesn't remember. Or it could be something else entirely. It could be some kind of disease. Good point. Either way, there's no doubt she's been to hell and back. So plan on at least 3 years of ice breaking if you want to get through to her. 3 years? That sounds about right. Try to watch yourself, though. You can have a bit of a short fuse sometimes. Well, I'll let you know I've already snapped once. I should get going then. It's been one hell of a day. I'm beat. Get all the rest you need. I'll let you know if anything happens here. Thank you. Good night. Sleep tight. Yeah, that's fair. Like, it's one of those things that definitely was more common in those days, I imagine. Do you really think the Lord cared about cleanliness of the knife? He sure didn't. And let's be honest, even if he did, we're talking like the year 900. I'm pretty sure they don't even have ways to clean knives good enough. Like, even if you wanted to, you probably would barely dunk it in some water. I don't wish to die for such worldly reasons. It is simply unacceptable for a saint of the Lord to look like some kind of terrible hellspawn. With every moment I grow more impure. Is this another trial, O Father? You're a damned witch wearing a saint's skin. So that's what he meant. I do rather resemble a witch. Yeah. Not a servant of the Lord, but a disciple of the devil. No, I cannot cry. I must not lament of my own misfortune. I must not feel sorry for myself. My tears, a saint's tears, should only be shed for others. Yeah, soap was around, but like, soap was around in the sense of like getting smells and stains out of clothes. Also, hey Pots, how's it going? Welcome to depression. Again. But like, even if you wanted to, we're definitely not talking the ability to like sanitize a knife. Yeah. Chapter 1 done, chapter 2 start. Oh, very nice. Hell yeah. Yeah, the chapter 1 trial was definitely a time. I don't remember what the chapter 2 trial is off the top of my head, but I can check on my own time. Obviously don't want it said here. Ah, yes. That sure is a character trait. Isn't that Patrick Siez too? It's so good that he voices a wall crusher and a toilet crusher. I'm sorry, that was unnecessary. Yeah, he sure is. He sure is a character. Memorable. Give him that. That would explain the toilet. Yo. Whew. Yeah, you know, fun times ahead, I'm sure. I'll have to check what the second trial is, just because I don't remember what the second, like, chapter... Like, I remember... It's one of two, and I think I'm swapping them place-wise in the game on my mind. I don't remember which is the second one. But it's one of the two that I'm thinking of. I'll check later. After this part was needed, yeah. Whew, boy. Yeah. Happiness for all. At least we have Maria here with some lines. It's the one thing. My darling little saint, instead of singing a lullaby, I will tell you a story. The story of the day you first graced this earth. On that day I told the village a very important secret, that I was visited by an angel of the Lord, and that I was with child though I had known no man. The other villagers mocked me, called me a liar and a mad woman, but I did not relent, for it was the truth. And then, when you let out your first cry, rain clouds suddenly began to form in the sky, and the land was blessed with rain after many months of drought. The clouds, they were drawn here by your voice, my dear. A gift from your father, the Lord God. No longer did the villagers call me a liar. They believed in me, and they believed in you. I saved everyone? Yes, you did, my little saint. You will continue to deliver people from their suffering. Did I deliver you too, Mother? Of course you did, my dear. I'm glad. Excuse me. Whoops. You're the daughter of a charlatan. Of virgin birth, ha! A load of lies, every damned word. Lorraine, nothing more than chance. If you really are the child of God, then perform a miracle for us. Pay that crude man no mind, my dear. I know you are the daughter of God, and that's what matters most. I can hardly believe there are those who are still not convinced. So, what are you waiting for? You can't do it, can you? You're a family of liars. Wait, Morgana. You mustn't get near that boorish blasphemer. Got something you want to say, kid? Well, go right ahead. I'm all ears. Miracles. Yeah? Miracles are neither magic nor parlor tricks. They are not realized through the power of, they are realized through the power of faith. What now? You have no place demanding God prove his own divinity. It is the height of arrogance. You have blasphemed. Repent of your sins. Trying to talk your way out of lies now, are you? I'll admit, your charlatan mother trained you well. You put on a pretty convincing act, girl. You can't perform miracles. All you have are excuses and thinly veiled reasons why you won't. But until you own up, I won't stop spreading the real world. That your mother's pulling the wool over everyone's eyes. Very well. I will perform a miracle. Oh! Morgana, you can't. Do not worry, mother. I am the daughter of God, right? My father will not forsake me. So what kind of miracle are you going to perform for us? And just so you know, whatever you do, better be convincing. No guessing the weather this time. Blood is impure, yes? What? That is why we drain some of our blood when we are sick, and why we remove the blood from animals before we eat them. Right? So if I were to make blood pure and clean, would that be a miracle? Well, would it? Yeah, I guess it would. That's impossible. You can't do it. Okay then. Let us go visit the elderly woman on the village outskirts. Oh God, help us. Her mother doesn't capitalize it. I mean, we already know her mother knows and does not have faith, and is really just trying to make money off of people, and lie to her daughter. You know. Good afternoon, sister. How are you feeling today?
Innocent, our beloved saint. How very kind of you to pay this old woman a visit.
Please stay in bed. I know you are very ill. You must rest.
Oh, heavens, no. That would be dreadfully rude of me. The rain you brought 6 years ago saved my family's lives. I am more thankful than you can imagine, and I would like to show my gratitude.
Look at this hag. Her goddamn memory is starting to go. If you're going to be disrespectful, then please wait outside. I do not want your profanity contaminating this sacred rite. Otherwise, stay quiet if you wish to see the miracle being performed.
Oh, beautiful saint, please, allow me to kiss your feet.
Thank you, my sister. That will suffice. I am here to perform a miracle for you.
Me?
Yes. You have always believed in me, your faith never wavering. 6 years ago, the whole village acknowledged me as the daughter of God. But as you can see, there are those whose faith is not as strong as yours.
How terribly tragic.
That it is, but fear not, for as long as there remain those with faith as strong as yours, a few unbelievers will not weaken my power. For faith is the path to salvation.
Yes, it is.
In celebration of your 6 years of unfaltering faith, I have decided to perform another miracle for you today. I ask you to do as I say, and know that I love you dearly.
Of course.
My beloved sister, partake of my blood. Hey, did you hear the news? The old lady's back on her feet again. Ran into her down in the fields and just about jumped out of my skin. Word going around is where the saints work. I hear she made her drink her blood. Just drink her blood? She's the daughter of God. Her blood ain't dirty like the rest of us. Got real power. I guess what they said is true. She really is a child of God. Yep, got ourselves a real genuine saint here. How many people can say that? No, there's no way. It's not possible. It can't be. There he is, the bastard who dared insult our saint. Get him! We'll put his head on a pike. Show everyone what happens when you disrespect our saint. Ah! Well, stop this at once. Our saint. Please let that man go. The Lord teaches us to be kind and forgive of one another. It does not please him to see men fighting against man. But he insulted you, our saint. He called you the daughter of a charlatan. One makes mistakes. I bear no grudge against him for a momentary lapse in judgment. I simply pray his eyes have been opened to the truth. I do not wish to see him punished. I forgive you. Thank you. I was wrong. You are a saint.
Never again will I call you a liar. I am your faithful servant, my beloved saint.
Your devotion is truly honorable. I've returned, Mother. Oh, welcome back, my dear saint. Everything will be fine now, Mother. The entire village acknowledges me as a saint. We need not worry about any unbelievers, and they will show you the respect you deserve as well, as the mother of God's daughter. Yeah, it's not her fault. It's not Morgana's fault. It's her mother's fault, for sure. No one will ever call you a charlatan again, Mother. That's good to hear. Thank you, Morgana. Oh, pots. The literal first image we see in the chapter is literally her after being bled out by the Lord for years. Literal first image of the extra content. We also do get, though, telling a whore to be decent is like telling a cat to bark, followed immediately by, well, start barking, god damn it. So, you know, you get some highs, you get some lows, you get a mix. Maria continues to be very good. It's still night. Thirsty. I'll go get some water. What did this... Oh, they're still awake. Who's she talking to? Wing divers just... They are squishiness incarnate, but they have mobility. Herself? Oh god, what did I bring into this world? She scares me sometimes. When I look into her eyes, when I hear her voice, I feel like my soul is being sucked out of my body. She's a girl of barely 6 years, yet she still terrifies me. Beginning to think, she really does have some kind of strange power. It allows her to manipulate, to control people. I'm not sure of whether or not it's truly a holy power. Is she really a saint? My heart tells me she's something else. The winged divers have been defeated? No. Ah, yes. Well, the signed titties didn't sell, but the other titties did. I mean, it's the other signed ones. This one is still, the maid one is still up. The other one, without soapy maid titties, that one sold. Oh, what horror have I brought upon this earth? You know as well as I do, God, that nothing divine could possibly grow in my womb. Are you punishing me, God, for the sins I committed that night years ago with the vagrant? I'm dreaming. This is all a bad dream. Mother would never say such things about me. It's just a dream. Yeah, she definitely would also never sell you into slavery just to make a little bit of money for herself. Good morning, my dear, darling little saint. Is something the matter? You look vexed. Mother, last night... Did something happen last night? No, nothing happened. Mother, I've always been a saint, right? From the day I was born? What's gotten into you, my dear? Of course, you are the daughter of God. 21 views, it's true, yeah. Yo, I mean, it's a powerful clip. Nothing will ever change that. Thank you. So it was all a dream. I think it resets monthly. I'm pretty sure. But I can't imagine that one being topped before the end of the month. I just can't. It could happen, but tougher. So it was all a dream. I should just forget all about it. Oh, I almost forgot. I have something for you. I'm sure you'll love it. For your 6th birthday. It's not much, but will you wear it? What is it? It's a little brooch. You can use it with a shawl or a cloak. It's a butterfly. Butterflies are said to be God's messengers, so I thought it would fit you nicely, my dear. It's so pretty. I mustn't allow myself to be taken in by shallow, worldly beauty. I am not an ordinary little girl. Father would be greatly disappointed in me if I were to behave like one. Thank you very much, Mother. Your gift means a great deal to me. Of course I will make use of it. You're quite welcome. It's hard to believe you're only 6 years old. What was that, Mother? Oh, nothing. Before I forget, after what you did the other day, people have been asking about having you perform miracles for them too. But you're still so young. I'm not sure it's wise for you to go around giving out blood to everyone who asks. No, it's fine. Do it. It's my sacred duty as a saint to put those in need before myself. Even if it means cutting yourself up every day, I will accept the pain gladly. It is a symbol of the good work I do in my Father's name. I see. Well, you've made up your mind, it seems, so I'll support you in any way I can. Like selling you off to slavers so that I can make a little extra money. Ha, yet another busy day. It's been 3 years with no end in sight. I'm starting to see more and more travelers from faraway lands. People even set up trading posts in the village. Yet not a single coin comes our way. Losing money every day. Morgana, what is it, Mother? I must prepare for my next blessing. Why must you hand out miracles for nothing? Why would you even ask such a question, Mother? Barely holding on as it is, my dear. It's not wrong to expect a little remuneration for our services. No, Mother, it is wrong. Miracles are not to be bartered for. God, the Father, does not charge for his miracles. So why should we, when I am only borrowing his power? Listen to me, Morgana. Every time you give someone a blessing, you're hurting yourself. If not for the miracle itself, you still deserve some degree of compensation for the pain. I know you're concerned for me, Mother, and I appreciate it very much, but I'm happy with the way things are. I'm happy to be able to help others with my Heavenly Father's power. Power you won't have much longer, my dear, if we can't afford to keep ourselves fed. I am a saint, aren't I? Yes, you're my sweet little saint. God will never forsake his saint. No matter how difficult it may get, he will always provide me a way to continue doing his work. And you're the mother of that saint, aren't you? Yes, that's right. I conceived you untainted by the hands of a man. Then you must respect his will as well, Mother. It must be our highest priority. You're right. I was wrong, my dear saint. Mother, you agreed with me. You said I was right. So why are you taking money from that man? Mother. Why? I mustn't let myself cry. Must always stay strong. Must endure his trials. My saintly grace must not waver. Father would be greatly disappointed in me, and then I would have nowhere to call home. Yeah, I can't imagine any of her dreams are good. At all. My entire head is throbbing. What a wonderful way to start the day. I'd like to sleep in for another 6 or 12 hours, but I still have things to take care of after yesterday. First, down to the pub to talk to the gang. Ugh. I drank way too much. You have no idea. Also, haven't saved it a bit. Dear God. Ah, Jacopo! I need your help! I can't carry everyone out all by myself! Alright, drag them out into the streets. Please don't shout, though. My head hurts enough as it is. Thank you! The barmaid only talks in giant font. Said stop shouting! Guess I'll start with him. Morning, friends. Oh, it's the big guy from last night. Name's Gracien. Try not to forget it, because you'll be seeing a lot of me. Which reminds me, never got your name. I'm just a trifling little flower. My name isn't important, but if you would lend us a hand, that would be lovely. A hand with what? I'm just here for the booze. Haven't you had enough? Not even close. Well, there isn't anything left, or did you forget? The two of you, last night, drank the whole town dry. Yeah, she has one volume level, and that is it. We're just going to be a plain old restaurant for at least the next few days. Oh, well, that's a crying shame. And whose fault do you think that is? How many more trips is this going to take? They're all still out like rocks. Oh, thought they erected a new wall there for a second, but it says you. Just so we're clear, since there wasn't any real resolution last night, you passed out first, which means Hey, top of the morning to you, Jacopo. What a beautiful morning it is. How does he not have a hangover? You seem to be doing quite well. What happened to the aggressively competitive Gracien from last night? It's almost like that's just what he is after a cask of beer. I had you all wrong, Jacopo. What? I had you pegged for the stick in your up your ass rich boy kind of fellow, but you drink like a real pro. The true measure of a man is how well he holds his beer. And you proved yourself. You're one hell of a man. Oh, sure. At least give me a hearty hell yeah, would you? Don't tell me I was wrong about being wrong about you. It's not at full capacity at the moment. It's taking me a little longer than normal to process. Anywho, point is, you got my seal of approval. We helped each other out back at Lord Asswife's Manor, but now we're comrades, partners in crime. Hold up. What, you don't want to be partners? I never said that. You make it sound like you're planning on staying, though. I most certainly do. You're one of the Lord's slaves. You know, the slaves who incited the revolt. It's not safe for you to stay here. If someone were to identify you, you'd be dead in... life's too short to quibble over shit like someone might be trying to kill you. Hardly quibbling. There's a reason we all had the other slaves transported to different cities. Trust me, I know it ain't safe for me to stick around, but I want to be here when that horseman finally gets what's coming. Like hell, I'm bailing before his head's on a pike. Okay then, as long as you're aware of the risk, that's your choice to make. And in that case, I'm glad to have you. The addition of such a valiant comrade should prove quite inspiring to the rest of the gang. You're damn right it will. You should have just said that to begin with. Skip all the not safe nonsense. Besides, everything you just said applies the same to you. As far as anyone in that man is concerned, you're a slave as much as me. And your infiltration job didn't exactly have you lying low. They'll recognize you. Fair enough. I haven't heard of any wanted posters going up yet, but you're right. It's best to remain cautious for now. As long as we keep to the slums, we should be relatively safe for the time being. As amusing a thought as that is, we're safer in this lawless dump than the city proper. Indeed, with the gang is eyes and ears covering the entire district. If someone who doesn't belong shows up, word will spread quickly. So if the Lord's guards try to slip in, the cover will be blown just like that, eh? Precisely. Which isn't to say it's a good part of town, of course. We have more than our fair share of hooligans. Just have to be able to protect yourself. I doubt will be an issue for you. Yeah, the guy's built like a tank and knows how to fight with a sword. I'm pretty sure he's okay. Now, that said, people constantly try to assault and mug Kiryu, so maybe muggers just don't know. Maybe they just can't size people up. They can't read power levels. Hell yeah, bring on the pickpockets. I'll rob every last one of them blind, maybe even literally. I'm glad he's on our side. Well, if you're going to be staying here, I should probably show you more than just our pub of choice. You need to find work as well. Not that that should prove any trouble. With your muscle, you can choose pretty much anything. Bodyguard, carpenter, metal worker, whatever you like. But first, can I ask you to help me get these dolts outside? Aye, where do you want me to toss them? Be gentle with them if you would. They are ours for what it's worth. Yeah, definitely looks like an easy mark in a big teddy bear. Yep, good lord, we've been cleaning up at the pub and showing Russian around town. There goes most of my day. Brothel's probably open by now. Though the back entrance it is. Or through the back entrance it is. I'm sure there's a lot of that at the brothel. Hey, anyone home? No one? Not even the girl? Don't tell me she went out wandering in air conditioning. Oh, hey there, Jacopo. Perfect time. Wait, the girl, where did she go? Well, she was here last I checked. Last you checked? You're supposed to be looking after her. Anyway, help me look for her. Yeah, I don't think that'll, excuse me? Turn around. What? Where have you been? I didn't even sense her approaching. I swear, she just appeared there like a ghost. Hey, old man, you look weak. Yeah, every time. And where did you get those clothes? Oh yeah, we were digging around in the dressing room. Found it there. Wanted to get her into something a little cuter, but she insisted on that. I didn't even know we had clothes that bland here. Girls come and go, though, so it's probably belonged to someone who's not around anymore. Still, I'm shocked anyone who worked here ever wore such a boner killer. Whew. Yeah, clearly the ointment helped to some degree. It's a cloak for pilgrimages. Huh? An outfit someone wears while on a pilgrimage. It's just far, far more beautiful than any of those filthy whore rags. Oh, a pilgrimage, huh? Never would have guessed we had a girl who was into that. She abandoned her spiritual journey and entered into this den of sinners. I guess? Nevertheless, I'm glad there was clothing suitable for me to wear. Yeah, talk about luck. Anyway, I got an appointment. I'll be back. She snoped out of there pretty quick. Hey, Maria! I get that she's difficult, but you didn't have to ditch me, damn it. It is a rather plain outfit, though, all black and brown. She probably blended in quite well with the darkness. Could you explain why I couldn't find her when I got here? Why are you staring at me? Well, I'm glad you found something you could wear with your brooch. Also, God, keeping a conversation going with her is like pulling teeth. A shot in the face? No? Oh! Are you asking if she is that woman? It is the same soul. This is her original incarnation. That is her after being caught up in torturing it. This is like year 900. This is actual Morgana. And enough bad stuff happens to her that she takes the three people who she views as hurting her the most and curses them and everyone that they love and their souls for eternity. And when Jacopo, the guy we are currently playing as, gets reincarnated with her as once again his childhood best friend, things go badly because they are cursed by Morgana. But this is the original. This is the OG. Yeah, he looked like just like this is the guy from that one. This is Jacopo, but this is a previous incarnation of him. The game very much deals with souls and reincarnation. And basically what Morgana does is trap all their souls in the mansion and have them get reborn into just shitty situations. Well, to be fair, she is currently 10 years old. They just rescued her from being a slave at the Lord's mansion where he held blood banquets, where he would cut her and torture other slaves that he owned, drink her blood, pass it around. He's an awful person. He's such an awful person that the little slave sellers don't like him. People who sell slaves for a living to people who own slaves do not like him. She just got rescued by this guy. She's going to live in this brothel and actually have some amount of happiness for the next 2 years before a bandit attack happens. They steal her away and bring her back to the Lord, where she is locked up in the clock tower by... There's even more to it than that, but functionally 3 people lock her up in a clock tower to continue draining her blood after cutting off one of her arms and betraying her trust from the one person she actually did trust, just to drain her blood and sell it to make money for the church and or help the one kid's sister. There's more to it than just that, but she's already been through hell. She gets this one peak of happiness before the few people she knows that she actually trusts in her life actually betray her, and she dies alone and desolate in that tower. And the last thought in her mind is just make them all pay, and that's the start of the whole curse. Her life ain't good. The only happy bit of it is just starting here. This is day 2 after she's been rescued from the Lord who tortured her all the time and just bled her dry. The picture I showed at the beginning, that was her a day or 2 before she got rescued from... That was a day or 2 ago in this timeline. She don't have a good time. But it eventually gets better. With the help of Mikhail. There is a happy ending, I swear. There is actually a happy ending. The true ending is a positive one. She does learn to let go of her hate, and she does get better. So, but this is in the thick of things where it ain't good. So, you know. So, yeah. Yup, they do bad. They do bad. Much more color in your cheeks. See if you can tell the difference beneath all these scars. It's an expression. I'm just saying you look much better. You could barely even sit up yesterday. You're recovering impressively quickly. I imagine it won't be long before you're back at full capacity. Yesterday, well, what about yesterday? Thank you for rescuing me. What? Right, that. No, don't mention it. It was nothing, really. It's not what you said last night. Oh, come on, just let me be humble, would you? Yeah, we do eventually... Well, I mean, she doesn't get the arm back, but... Forgot about that. We do eventually see her... Did I not take any pictures of, like, her full sprite? I might not have. Just go album. I mean, this is before she gets better, where she's still a bit mean, but you get her less messed up. Yeah, it definitely took way more of them. Though, that's still a powerful image. Jeez. Yeah, I've taken some scattered screenshots. That's probably the best way to put it. It is a great CG. Anyway, I wasn't expecting that. I was readying myself for another argument. I also wasn't sure how much of what happened you even remembered with how hysterical you got. It was not hysterical. My arm begs to... My mind was clear almost the whole time. I remember everything. First, a slave, you, saved my life from that wicked lord. Not actually a slave, but details. You took me by the arm, put me on your back, and fled from the Lord's manor. That I did. I was a little hazy for some of the trip, but by the time you reached the poor quarter, my mind had cleared up almost entirely. What? My consciousness had returned by that point. Oh! You brought me to this brothel, and yes, at first I was frightened because I believed you meant to have me become a whore. That is the one and only instance of me last night you could describe as hysterical. You literally latched onto his arm and wouldn't let go for a few minutes. Like, I'm not saying you should toss around the word hysterical, but I am saying that that might have actually applied for a short bit of time. I'm not saying it wasn't justified, but... Latched on with teeth, yes. I remember everything quite well, thank you. Okay, then. Fair enough. You're right. I can't tell if she's sincere or just trying to convince herself. Yeah, and again, rightfully so. She went from the worst hell of her life to waking up in a place where she didn't recognize anyone, she didn't know what was happening, and she didn't know the person in front of her. But she was in a whorehouse and there was a guy standing in front of her. She wasn't not justified in her actions. But she seemed unusually repulsed by the idea of her losing her cool. She's not entirely right, but she's not entirely wrong either, so I'll let her have this one. In any event, you've recovered well enough to hold a conversation, which is great to see. What do you mean to do with me now? Better question, what do you want to do? Alright, well, here's an idea if you don't have anything. You can stay here until you're all the way back on your feet. Maria's already set aside that room for you. You want me to stay in this vile gathering place of sinners? You do realize who you're talking about, right? Those vile sinners are the ones who took you in, who agreed to look after you. They're no different than you or me. They're just doing what they must to get by. I'm not like them. You're right, they don't look down on others for their line of work. At the very least, try to keep your callous prejudice against prostitutes to yourself when they're around, would you? Why? It is my sacred duty to spread the word of God. Indulging in carnal pleasures is a sin, no matter the reason. Prostitutes are filthy, tainted women. Jeez, did all that blood the Lord took cause your damn heart to shrivel up? What world is it reasonable for you to go up to women offering you sanctuary and call them, to their faces, sinners? Show them some gratitude, damn it. You were the one who brought me here. Never asked them to do anything for me. Oh, fine. Whatever. If you're that opposed to staying here, then go. Get the hell out of here. You don't deserve their hospitality. Go off and preach the word of God and call everyone sinners. I expect someone will find you dead on the side of the road in less than a fortnight. Very well. Thank you for yesterday, and farewell. Wait! Wait. Yes? Are you insane? You're not supposed to actually go. We do, but she was raised by her mother to believe that she's the actual daughter of God and is a saint here just to spread miracles to other people, and so she follows the word of God to the letter. We blame her mother in this household. Yeah, she's a 10-year-old who was indoctrinated hard for the first 8 years of her life, and then tortured hard for the next 2. And this is her first day of freedom. I ain't saying she's right, but I am saying it's not her fault. You're right. No. We do absolutely respect sex workers in this house. 100% agree. Hard agree. You are right. I am just defending a broken character and condemning the people who broke her. But you are absolutely right, and I will say that loud and proud. 100%. We love and respect sex workers in this household in this stream. It's earlier than that. It's like 900. Yeah, it's early. This is not anywhere near modern days. At all. You're the one who told me to leave. I just... Off to a great start with that 3 years of ice breaking, Yokopo. She's been through hell, you know that. I'm sorry. I take everything back. That was extremely childish of me. So please reconsider. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night knowing I chased you out. You cannot seem to make up your mind, can you? This is a heat of the moment thing. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. I don't actually want you to leave. Good lord. Alright, the ointment. Did you apply it like I told you to? No. Really? Well, in that case, I'll do it now. You'll need help with the back either way. You're a very curious man. Huh? Why did you say that? No reason. I'm simply saying the first thing that came to my mind. Don't tell me you think I have unscrupulous takes like Maria seems to believe. Let me make this perfectly clear. I will not lay a finger on you. You're just a child, for God's sake. Now sit down. Look at that. Thought I'd have to fight her on this. Something the matter? I never told you to undress. Were you wanting to apply the ointment to my clothes then? She has a point. You're not wrong, Potts. Blame the Puritan Americans. But it's not... I wish I could say it's just Puritan Americans. But the fact that like all this is happening in the EU too means it really isn't exclusively that. It's really not. It's messed up, yeah. That's a whole rant that I will not be going on now. But 100%... sex workers of all types deserve respect and are still human beings. And let's be honest, all the people who are trying to get rid of all naughty things on the internet are the same people who are just going to go and watch porn after work anyway. It's all hypocritical bullshit. If it was actually an entire movement of people who truly wasn't hypocritical about it, it would still be wrong, but they'd at least have a leg to like shout from. They'd still be wrong, because just because you don't like something does not mean other people cannot do it, but we all know that's a lie to begin with. Not a single person who preaches that follows what they're preaching. That is, I said I wasn't going to go on the rant. That was the Spark Notes version. I'm still not going on the rant. I am blowing my nose though, so one second. If you do any sex work from any level of it, from drawing titties on the internet to actually acting in sexual acts or, you know, selling your body, for whatever reason, doesn't make you less of a human being, and we respect you nonetheless in this house. we're not going to hit a stopping point, but, you know, realistically, the stopping point we probably hit was the start of this day, but it was too early to stop. I'm going to look for a random stopping point coming up. I don't think we'll hit one. If we hit a logical one now, I'll stop it. I don't foresee it, so we're just going to go for a little bit longer. Again, still a good response, though. Good point. That wouldn't help very much, would it? God damn it, Jacopo. Calm the hell down. Or are you trying to make yourself look like a liar? Excuse me. She just caught me off guard, that's all. The girl quietly disrobes and knelt down. She had been naked when I saved her from the Lord, so it wasn't like this was my first time seeing her unclothed. That was in the middle of a revolt. I didn't exactly have time to get a good look. She was almost frighteningly scrawny, her arms barely any bigger than the bones within. Her skin was so pale I could see the blue veins running beneath it. And then, of course, there were the crisscrossing web of scars. Each one stood out clearly against her pale skin. The scars covered her whole body, front and back. I could hardly find a patch of skin that hadn't been desecrated. Looking at her, I was gripped with a mix of burning rage and bitter sadness, neither of which I had a source of relief for. The most upsetting thing was how she just sat there, exposed, completely emotionless. Quite a change from how she behaved last night. Today, I'm the one doing all the shouting. It almost feels like I'm looking at a lifeless puppet. I scooped up some of the ointment with my fingers and gently rubbed it across her wounded flesh. Every time my hand made contact, she shuddered, but she never recoiled or objected, though it felt less like she was willingly accepting my aid and more like she was simply enduring, waiting for it to be over. It was almost silent in the room, save for the cries and moaning that made its way through the walls. Sitting naked in a brothel while a strange man rubbed medicine on her, I could only imagine how unpleasant that must be, considering how devout she seemed to be. She was probably doing everything in her power to cut herself off from the whole experience. I wondered if, perhaps, she might one day come to realize that we were not trying to insult or demean her, and that we were simply concerned for her, that we wanted to give her a place she could feel safe. So, is this all the Lord's doing? You don't have to answer if you're not comfortable. Except for my arms, yes. Someone else did your arms then? No, not them myself. You. Thought suicide was a sin. Is self-mutilation allowed then? I'm not sure what the rules on that are. You have a lot to live for. That was about the extent of our conversation as I applied the ointment. I couldn't come up with any small talk, and I didn't really want to press any further about her scars or her time with the Lord. So I quietly worked, and she quietly let me do my work. By the time it was all over, I was exhausted. It felt like it had taken more out of me than the couple hours I'd spent dragging unconscious drunks from the pub. When I told her I was finished, she let out a sigh of relief. The first sign of emotion I'd seen from her since we began. I do like that her portrait is very much lower, too. Oh, at first she was sitting. But still, like, even when compared to Jacopo, it is quite a bit lower. Thank you. Oh, wait, we're not quite done. Still have to take care of your face. No, I'm fine, thank you. I beg to differ. If anything, you should be most concerned about your face. Now come on, look at me. Do I have to? Well, yeah. It'd be kind of silly to do everything but your face. I can do it myself. Uh-huh, sure, yeah. Not happening. I'm going to finish what I started. But why can't I do it myself? Because my gut tells me you'll just slap a little on and call it done. I want to make sure it's taken care of properly. So look at me. Show me your face. Fine. She's got that 10-year-old height. Oh yeah, we saw this in the intro, but it's a new CG for this, right? They showed it in the intro a bit, but it was bizarre how she had so little hesitation exposing her naked body, yet vehemently resisted letting me see her face. With anyone else I knew, it would be the other way around. The wounds on her face seemed to hold much more significance to her than those on the rest of her body. When she asked me to kill her yesterday, it was immediately after seeing herself in the mirror. But if the marks on her face were that upsetting, wouldn't she want them to heal? So why was she fighting me about it? Did she have some other reason to hide her face from me? Whatever it was that drove her actions, I couldn't make any sense of it. Let me know if it stings. Relax, I won't bite. Like you. You weren't this tense when I was applying the ointment to the rest of you. Just get it over with. Alright, alright. You know, just realized, I don't know your name. Would you mind telling me? No? You won't tell me? Well, in that case, I'll just have to come up with something to call you myself. I'm serious, I'll pick the first thing that comes to mind. There's still time. You just have to tell me your name. Okay then. You had your chance. Allison it is, because you bite just like an alley cat. And tell the girls here to call you that too. Please don't. Oh, finally, you speak. If you're not happy with the name, tell me what to call you. You have until the count of 3, then you're Allison for good. 1, 2, 3. Huh? Isn't your whole name, is it? Huh? So you're... I can understand being a little embarrassed about that. It's not my place to talk, I know. I don't mean you any ill will, but that's a very, unfortunate name you were given. It's not my name. It's Morgana. Now that wasn't so hard, was it? It's a nice name, Morgana. I like it. Also, it reminds me of my homeland. Your homeland? Yeah. I mean, I hardly remember anything about my childhood anymore. I couldn't even tell you the name of the country, but I have these vague memories of how the language sounded. And your name doesn't sound like a name native to these parts. Sounds like something that would fit right in with those memories of my homeland. Wager guess you probably come from the same part of the world as me. If you go back far enough, you might even find we share ancestors. But who knows? How do you like that? Feeling a little sense of kinship? The thought very much displeases me. Dagger to the heart immediately. Well, okay then. Be a grouch. I'll let it slide though. Getting your name out of you put me in a good mood. It's nice to formally make your acquaintance, Morgana. My name is Jacopo. Hey, Morgana, one day I'll show you the world. What? There's so much more out there than this tiny little corner of Earth we're rotting away in. More than you can possibly imagine. I'm going to go out into the world, experience true freedom. I'm going to bring you with me. So try to stay positive. Once you see for yourself how much bigger the world out there is, how different every region and its people are, it might change your perspective on things a bit. Might even help you forget some of the crap you've been through. I like the butterfly wipe too. Alright, now I'm done. I ended up taking pretty much all the ointment. Now I'll have to go buy some more. Well, I should probably get going. Will you be alright on your own? I would much prefer it, in fact. Alright, alright. Sorry to be such a nuisance. See you again tomorrow. My whole body is all slimy. Yeah, I hate the feeling. Like, I don't even use like lotion or anything. I usually hate the like feeling afterwards, which is a shame because I do get like dry like joints. I get dry knuckles and dry elbows during the winter. But I hate the feeling of lotion. I hate like that like after slimy feeling. But at the same time, there was a winter where I actually used a bit of lotion for a while, and I kind of liked having less dry hands. Like, the end result was great. It's just the having lotion on my hands that I just don't like. So I get it. I can only imagine it doesn't feel great as a whole body covering. That said, I have no problem when I have a sunburn putting like aloe on. So I don't know. Maybe it's just my hands that I just don't like feeling that way. Maybe so. I will admit as somebody who did not grow up using lotion and doesn't use a lot of lotion in my adult life, I really just grabbed whatever was cheap and plentiful at the store I went to. So it is quite possible that I just needed to find a better lotion. I will accept that that is definitely a possibility. For sure. After the slave man left, I retreated to a corner of the room, sat down, and pulled my knees up to my chest. Through the walls I could hear men and women sinning, so I plugged my ears in an attempt to block out the vile noise. It was filthy here. And if I remained in this place too long, it would probably taint my soul. I needed to get out as soon as possible, but I couldn't bring myself to leave. My body refused to cooperate. Just thinking about going out there into the slums all alone sent uncontrollable shivers down my spine. I was the daughter of God. What did I have to fear? Such worldly emotions were unbefitting of a saint. Yeah, understandable. Like, if you're going to be out in the sun, you need a good, like, suntan lotion. That was pitiful, pathetic. I hated it. I have nothing to fear. God will always lead his saint to where he needs her most. As long as I continue performing miracles, people will acknowledge me as the true daughter of God. I have nothing to fear. You're a damned witch wearing a saint's skin. Will they, though? Will anyone look at me and see a saint? I can hardly see a saint in this face. The Lord and his guests with their revulsion, their fear, that was the appropriate reaction. I was repulsive, not something to be welcomed with open arms. Saints and angels were always spoken of as beautiful, while demons and witches were spoken of as hideous. Any miracles I performed would be seen as the work of the devil, not God. It didn't matter. It was my sacred duty to offer a helping hand to anyone in need, no matter how much persecution I suffered for it. My heart was resolute, but my head is all muddled. Can't stand this. One day, I'll show you the world. Thinking about the slave man only made an even bigger mess inside my head. It wasn't all unpleasant, though. He didn't push me away because of how I looked. Treated me like an ordinary girl, not a witch. Not like a saint, either. And besides, being disrespectful, I know that. He was well within his rights to be angry. He could have let me go, but he didn't. He got angry, but he told me to stay. Put ointment on me. Smiled, even. Very curious man indeed. And that was what he had said about his homeland. Just because my name reminded him of where he came from didn't mean I came from there as well. Never mind that nonsense about us sharing ancestors. I had no bloodline to trace back. My mother had conceived me without knowing a man, and my father resided in the heavens above, the Lord God. The very idea that we shared blood was absurd. And yet, what if somewhere on this earth there are people who share my blood? Who feel what I do, who think what I think, who see the world the same as me? What if somewhere like that really does exist? That would be very, so very... And time flows ever onward, carrying them 2.5 years. So this is the logical stopping point. Save it here. We won't pick it up next weekend. I'm going to leave that there. It's fun to say. Not going to pick this up next weekend, but we will pick it up the weekend after. We do got music, that's true. Which means it's a bad stopping point, but it's a logical stopping point. Taking next week off to play a bunch of Path of Exile 2 for the new update. I really want to stream the new acts. I don't know how long it's going to take to get to them, and normally I'd be able to play all of Friday, all of Saturday, but I have cards on Friday and Saturday this weekend, so, you know. Go over to replace the new music. Yeah, oh, hold on, I got you. I muted myself. I muted myself when I meant to do that. I took the wrong slider. I actually gotta get the mic back to where it was. That's the more important one. I can finagle the other one. Yeah, I only muted myself. There, perfect. Alright, good. I don't remember what I was on that, but I can adjust it later. For now, we got ourselves a monster, a quote, a Discord. I did do that. I forgot about that. It was more... It wasn't that I didn't want to heal. It was more just that, like, I knew healing would be consumed. So I was like, no, let's do trial and error till I learn it. And then I learned it well enough to just do it. And, why not?
My butthole has healed, and I've become even more powerful.